close. So everybody's here. I mean, kind of. Neil's this blur on the
Neil's
beach.
Neil's never looked so good.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think your background does great. You need to hang a blanket up behind you, something the
That
same
one is
color.
super creepy.
Yeah. Okay, so any questions before we get started today? All right, I'm gonna take that as a no. So,
Are we ready to start?
Perfect, man.
Let's go.
uh,
Man, that was the best campaign ever. Thanks, guys.
it's gonna be our first session tonight. I have a little direction to get us started, and then after that, it's kind of up to you guys what you want to do. Um, for the very beginning, we had discussed during session 0 that everybody was going to be traveling to, let me find the name of it, Stallanford, um, in order to attend a festival. It's called the King's Festival. It doesn't actually. The Grand Duchy of Karamikos is actually run by several lesser nobles, dukes who each control their own areas, and they all swear fealty to a Grand Duke, which is Grand Duke Stefan Karamikos III. He came into Karamikos roughly 10 years ago and became it is the area of that used to be known as Trolladar, now as Karamikos, was granted to him as an autonomous independent state from the Empire of Theodas, which is the largest empire in the known world, at least that you guys are aware of.
Is
Um,
there like a world map we should be looking at to give us a
yeah,
better point of view of what these places are?
I'm going to share the map you guys are familiar with, although I will do it from the screen I'm allowed to share from.
Yeah,
Kara
don't.
Mikos. Well, no, I tried to share it from my.
We don't want to get you in trouble.
I would recommend putting this map on your hotbar.
Yeah, that's a good idea from Brian. Is hotkey drag the little shield down to one of your hotbar keys, and that way you can always open this map up without me having to share it. Um, but this is the Grand Duchy of Karamikos. You guys can scroll around and look at it. I will not restrict this map. But I am going to focus your view for now on where you guys are. So we're going to say share sync client view. So now everybody should be looking at the same thing I'm looking at. This is where you get. Now I have the ability to lock you to this kind of view, but for this map, I'm fine with you guys. This is what you see. There is a map of the known world that's like the entire area, but you guys honestly are not traveled enough. Even the most traveled of you still, for whatever reasons of your birth, your upbringing, you've spent most of your life in Karamikos. Um, so right now, you guys are at Penhaligon, which is one of the largest cities in the northern-ish area of Karamikos. It's in the top northern. It's like it's the one of like the last cities before you start getting into the big mountains that separate Karamikos from the Republic of Darrocan, which is probably the wealthiest nation in the known world. So you're traveling on your way to Stallanford to attend this festival. For some of you, you'll each determine your own reasons, but for some of you, you're going here as it's a shot at adventure. Others, maybe you've lived in Trolladar, Karamikos your entire life, and you want to honor the festival, etc. It's honoring a king, King Hollis, a long time ago, who was one of the heroes that that liberated Trolladar from the Beastmen invasion, rumored to have become immortal later. And so this is a festival that's held every year, and it's currently being held in Stallanford, which claims to be near where one of the original battles that he was a hero in took place. So, any questions?
Where is this Stallanford from Penhaligon?
It's north. If you follow that Duke's Road north towards the Duke's Road Keep.
Okay, I see it.
Stallanford is, I want to say it's about 15 miles north of Penhaligon. You'll make it in a day.
Oh, it's not listed on the map then?
No, it's not shown on this map. This map's actually a little small.
Gotcha.
So,
Nechex is like 8 miles or something.
Okay.
Yes, each hex on this map is about 8 miles. That is correct. Thank you, Brian.
Right,
Um,
base 8.
What was that king's name again?
King Hallas, Halas.
All right.
And that's definitely anybody who's spent any time here is familiar with Hallas. He's one of the famous liberators of this kingdom. I'm going to go ahead and share another map. This will be the map we're working on today, mostly. And I'm just going to adjust it on the player map for everybody.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Don't kiss up. So every hex on this one is about 3 miles. So you're following the river Shuttergall, which travels along the Duke's Road on your way to Stallanford. It's a pretty uneventful trip. It does take a while to get into town. Once you do arrive on the Duke's Road, the town is very bustling. It's very busy as everyone's getting ready, and merchants' wagons are seeking hostel and stable for horses. Tomorrow is the first day of the King's Festival. As I said, Karamikos has no king. It's a long-held festival that honors King Halav. I'm sorry, I said Hallas, didn't I? Halav. Hallas is a city in EverQuest. It's Halav with a V, Victor. So long before Karamikos was a nation, King Halav, the Trolldar, fought with his warriors against evil beastmen. In a great battle, Halav and the king of the beastmen fell, but the evil ones fled, and that's what ensured the safety of humans in the future. Now, just due to traveling time, you guys get there pretty late. Most people
Hey,
are
can I
starting.
ask a question?
Yes,
How long ago was this rumored to be? Is this like well storied past, or is this
well in the past, hundreds of years
all right?
ago, centuries ago.
Okay.
You can make a history check to know like when the battle happened. Okay,
It's
it was a long time ago. Humans were first emerging when it
it's
happened.
it's fabled, not recent history. So,
Yeah,
okay.
it's well known, and if you ask any Trolldar, if you were to suggest it didn't happen, that's like you could be challenged to a duel. So like it's pretty serious. Oh, and as far as the flavor of Karamikos, this kingdom kind of consider it Vlad the Impaler would fit right in uh, here. This is definitely a very Slavic area. I will not attempt Russian accents. I got laughed off the stage last time I did.
You did great.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome,
I
man.
did
yeah,
too.
not
I
happening
thought you
again.
did great.
You guys
I
can
couldn't
watch
do
the
it.
first episode of our of our Curse of Strahd campaign if you want to see it, because I
Loved it.
never tried again.
Oh, whatever. If we're not
Yeah.
laughing, we're not having fun.
I thought you did great, and that's not kiss up. That's just true.
So upon arriving in the town, it's a large town. Several thousand people live here, but it's everyone's starting to settle down. The only buildings that are really active are taverns and inns, and stables and stuff. Everything else is pretty much buckling down for the night. Preparations have been made. Guards are patrolling the streets pretty heavily. They're definitely way over their normal capacity, so there's definitely an element of the city guard out in force. I'm sorry, town guard. I don't want to say city because they're not a city. It's not walled, for example. But they are definitely buckled down, and it seems like ready to deal with very large crowds the next day. Upon arrival, you can smell a lot of meat cooking and mead. Everybody's pretty famished, probably ready to eat after the long day on the road. You're directed to a tavern called the Hungry Halfling. The town guards are pretty much, you get the impression that maybe they're each kind of barking for the pub near them. Maybe they're getting a kickback. But two different guards direct you to the Hungry Halfling and say it's probably the only tavern that hasn't filled up yet. And so he directs you that way. When you arrive at the inn, it's really busy. There is a table of open, and for whatever reason, you guys decide if you know each other or not, you all end up sitting at the same table. Pretty quickly, a friendly old halfling who owns the hostelry comes over and tells you it is 5 silver pieces for the night, and that includes dinner, bed, and breakfast. It does sound like a good value as you see them bringing plates of mutton and some roast beef, and looks like whoever's cooking here knows what they're doing.
So I look around the table and say, "Hey guys, how about we go adventuring?"
Sounds
We're a party.
Could use some food first.
Yeah, we could use some food first.
Are we going to describe ourselves at some point?
Yeah, this seems like a great time. So, Scott, you spoke up first. Go ahead and let
Okay,
everyone know what they're looking at. Yeah, it's your fault.
So I take off my hat, which is purple with a big plume. I introduce myself as Weedall. I'm a Tabaxi from Jason. Where am I from?
You don't know.
Oh, I don't know where I'm from.
You were very young when you crashed the airship. You've lived with Nace for a little, or you've been traveling with Nace for a little while. It took you guys at least a year to get this far across the country.
Okay, so after I left my home, as Tabaxis do, I ran into a troop of gnomes that had a logistics business, and they ferried people and goods using airships. I fell in love with airships. I met a whole lot of people that had good stories. I decided I wanted a good story, so I kind of borrowed an airship and took it out for a spin. I saw a big party below me after a couple of days, and I was so distracted by it, I crashed the airship. But I left a note on it saying, "Whoever found it, please return it," because I'm not a thief, and nobody would steal an airship, right? So it'll go back to where it's supposed to be. I walked into the party, I had a good time, and then somebody escorted me out, and nice.
What do you look like?
Dirty human, but he's a good guy.
You.
Oh, what do I look like? Oh yeah, I'm a tabaxi. I'm a cat. I'm a 6'5" cat that wears flowing purple pretty stuff.
Okay.
Purple, please.
What color's your fur?
I don't know. It's gray and orange.
All right.
Ask me tomorrow, it'll be yellow and red. I haven't thought that far.
Nace?
Yeah, Dace is a young fellow. He's got a little bit of facial hair, but not enough to really grow anything in. He hangs out with Weedle a lot, loves to talk to him and tell him stories. Even if he's being ignored, he'll just keep going. He's from the lands of Karamikos, living out in the country. This this town is really a city to me, with or without walls.
Sure.
It has just really young features. Brown hair. It could be cut short or long, doesn't matter. Wears hide. Doesn't try to hide the fact that he's not extremely civilized, but tries to be entertaining and always like talking to others.
Okay. Busy.
All right. Busy is a only 3 foot something gnome, 3.5 feet of gnome with all kinds of instruments on him. He's got like a couple tanks on his back with hoses poking out of them, and he's always tinkering on his own armor and whatever he's wearing. He's got little tools all attached everywhere, wood way and knobs and things like that. And if you ever start talking, he just chatters away about what he's working on and all the other kind of things about his equipment, and doesn't really know when to shut up most of the time.
Awesome. Neil. Gamelion, is that right?
Gamelon.
Gamelon. Gotcha. Gamelon, sorry.
He's your basic 6 foot tall, 450 pound turtle. Not wearing any clothes at all.
If I had a nickel.
Every time, right? He does have a holy symbol that he carries around. Also, various, like, he's got a backpack with most of his stuff in it. He's carrying a club and a little crossbow, but he's a cleric, so typical sort of cleric-y look to it. But most of his background was spent as a sailor in the merchant marine, so trading, whatever boat-related jobs he could get, traveling from city to city along the coast. So he's not used to being mostly indoors, but as a racial attribute for the turtles, they are people who like very much to be outside at all times. So not as much at home in cities or underground or,
Sure.
or wherever. But,
And I will say that around here, you are probably anyone under the age of 30, which is most of the population, they don't live a long time, has probably never seen a turtle. However, turtles are known throughout the world. Like, word travels, like, oh my god, and also turtles live a long time. So it's you will know this. It's considered a good omen to meet a turtle in the lands of Karamikos, at least. Um, you don't know how that reputation travels across the whole world, and I'm sure out of some curiosity you probably want to find out. But turtles are actually well regarded, oft stared at, and you do get a lot of attention. Um, but they are considered almost good luck to encounter one.
It's better than being considered a delicacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes excellent.
Yeah. That remains to be seen, and I'm not saying the monster races are cool with it. So let's be clear about that.
I mean, they are for the most part they're a wandering race. So I don't know if you guys have read the supplement form or not, but they tend to wander a lot their early life and then go back to conclaves for pairing up and breeding at the end of their lives.
I'm read up. I don't know about everybody else. I went and read up, so I wasn't read up before you made a turtle. Just to be clear.
There you go.
Okay, Steve,
My name's
tell us about Stefan.
Stefan, and he's a medium-sized human variant. Used to be in the military, and now he's looking for adventure. And I got some weapons, kind of handheld crossbow and a rapier and backpack and no orc and let's see, maybe a goblin. Let me check.
Backpack. The goblin.
You have a goblin?
I speak.
Okay.
Goblin and orc. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I got.
Oh, look at that. Wow, Gamillan's even talking in his language on chat. I don't know if you guys noticed
Yeah,
that.
I have no idea what he said.
Yeah, I doubt anybody speaks that, so. Yeah. No, pretty safe bet.
No, Gambit, I don't think the turtle tastes good.
And
Yeah,
Ganelon, I do not have the identity of your immortal. I will get it for you either during today or when we finish. So, you could also make up a name if you want, and I'll make it that person. So, it's entirely up to you. But there are several that are in the domain of light. I'll need time to check it. So, Tim.
All right. Well, I am Karnon. My kind of a middle-aged wood elf. Been wandering since my mid-30s. Just kind of quest to quest as things make me feel good. I do not like being in the city we're in. I don't like cities at all. Prefer to be out in the outlands wandering. But I am friendly, a tad untrusting of strangers. But I believe I'll, get to like most of you folk, although I'm a little afraid of turtles. But other than that, I'm a typical wood elf. I have a penchant for adventure and good friends to share it with.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Awesome. So, in spending the evening talking about your travels with each other, everybody gets to know each other a little well, and maybe at some point decide this might be as each of you express your desire for adventure, to go out and challenge yourself, or just to see the world. This seems like maybe you guys might be a decent mutual protection at the very least. So after a good meal, chatting amongst yourselves, it's nearing night. I mean, like, everybody's starting to retire to their rooms. Is there anybody who wants to do anything before then, or do we retire to our rooms and wake in the morning to start the festival?
What is this festival going to entail? It's mostly just like typical celebrations and games.
Yeah, lots of consider more like kind of like a town fair, a little more extravagant. There'll be lots of food, lots of games, lots of attractions to see, stilt walkers, ventriloquists, puppet plays. Just There will be a joust. A whole lot's going on. It's a pretty big event.
Does the
So
mood does the mood seem generally festive, or is there like an undertone of, hey, we're kind of having fun because it's the festival time, but
you're having flashbacks of Valakai from Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
No, no. Everybody is genuinely jovial and happy. Everybody just seems super excited about playing. Or, I mean, about playing. That's me, super excited about playing D&D. Everybody just seems super excited about the festival starting. Especially all the merchants and people who live here, because this is a huge portion of their, gross national product.
Gotcha.
well, they better watch out for COVID.
Oh God. Okay. So everybody
We're
retires.
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna pay our 5 silver pieces apiece for the night, or that was total.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 5 silver apiece. In fact, this is a good chance for everybody to do something new on your sheet. I'm going to look at Carnon's just so I can see everybody's sheet, by the way. So click on your inventory, and if you scroll down, you'll notice you have a blank for gold pieces. Go ahead and add one. So you have GP. Make one for EP. Make one for SP. Make one for CP, and make one for PP. That's platinum pieces. So you'll just need to change your gold, drop it by 1, and then put 5 silver. So like on Carnon, just click on the 10, change it to a 9, and then switch to 5 silver pieces, and that'll be your money spent.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I'm already lost.
Do you know how to pull up your character sheet? Just click on your portrait.
I've got my character sheet.
Okay, click on the inventory tab on the right.
Oh, there it was. I was missing the tabs. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
I
And then you
just
scroll
wasn't
down a little
seeing
bit.
them. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. If anybody has issues with that, let me know. Otherwise, I think we're set. By the way, everybody gets inspiration for your character intros.
Woohoo!
So if you don't know how, just open your character sheet, and on the main tab, check the inspiration box.
It's on all tabs. It's at
Yeah.
the top.
It's one of the few things that stays consistent.
Oh, it's there all the time. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's on the title bar.
So I have a dumb question. It's in order of worth. Is it Electrum, Platinum, Gold, Silver?
I've turned everyone's on. Platinum, then gold, then electrum, which I will never
Okay.
use, then silver, and then copper. A platinum is 10 gold, a gold is 10 silver, a silver is 10 copper, and an electrum piece is a half of a gold piece. It's a silver dollar. So, and I lied. There will be electrum pieces. So,
I was not clear on how many we started out with.
it
gold.
should have been 10 gold is what most people started
Your
with.
background. If you took
Okay.
a wealthy background like noble or something, you could end up with more.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody did. So just assume you have 10 gold.
So we convert some of that to silver to be able to pay 5 silver
Yeah,
pieces?
yeah.
Or
So
how's
you had, yeah, exactly. So
Now you have 9 gold, 5 silver.
that? Gotcha.
yeah,
It's a metric money system, so it's just 10, 10, 10, 10.
Yep.
All the way down.
yep. Except for the electrum. That's why I hate it. So
It's the only imperial money we have left.
so if I was really nerding out, I would tell you what the money's called here because it actually has its own name.
That's okay because it's not.
Story.
It's called gold.
Now I have to tell you.
Drachma.
This is goods and services.
Can be
Nope,
exchanged.
not goods and services. This is places and times. Coins of the known world. Okay, Karamikos. A gold piece is called a royal. Oh, they do not have electrum pieces in Karamikos. A silver piece is called a krona, and a copper piece is called a kopek. Their platinum pieces are just called platinum pieces.
I think we'll stick with gold, silver, platinum.
What was
So-
the silver called?
That's what I will call them. But if you ever want to know,
What was the silver called again?
oh, I can see we have our lore nerd. Okay. The krona, Crona.
Okay.
The kopek, Kopec, is the copper piece,
Yep.
and the royal is the gold piece. All right, we need to store that book for sure because I feel like I'm going to be looking those up all the time. Okay, so everybody settles down to sleep. They're very comfortable beds. It's a pretty nice inn, very clean linens. Just before dawn, all of you, well, hold on. Give me a perception check, everybody, in the tower.
Oh no.
So, no, this is good. This would be a perfect time. So, everybody click on your character sheet, go to your skills, and in your skills, you'll have one that says perception. There'll be a plus or minus with a little die on it. Just drag that and drop it in the tower down on the bottom right of the screen. Now, ordinarily, I would probably roll this for you, but I want to let everybody have a chance to roll.
Do we get
But
to see our own perception or our own roll or not?
no, you won't
Not in
see
the
it.
tower.
I do. I see what everybody's rolling, though.
So we don't even
Wow.
know what we rolled. Okay.
Right,
Just
right.
to
So
tell
you
you
won't
what
know.
you-
Yeah, this is
How well
this
you
is one of
did.
the things like just assume you did average, right? I am waiting on one roll from Stefan.
Oh no.
Remember, go to your skills, and then you'll see perception. Yours is a +4. Drag the +4 and drop it on the tower. That's in the should be in the bottom right of your
And
screen.
the dice is just to the right of the +4.
I thought it would be just to the left of
That's
it, the
a
little
shield.
dice symbol. Oh, that's the
Oh,
shield.
okay.
Yeah. The actual +4 has a dice on the field. That means you can drag it and drop it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just dragged the number, not the die.
Yeah. So there we go. He rolled it. Perfect. Okay. Nace is a heavy farmhand sleeper. He sleeps like a farm boy.
I have no perception.
So everybody else is aroused by the sound of shouting in the streets. Those of you who run to your windows see flickering flames outside.
Uh-oh.
This is early morning, like we typically wake up, or this was an unexpected wake up?
Unexpected. This is it's still a little like it's dusk. The sun is or not dusk. It's dawn. The sun is just starting to rise. The sky's kind of purplish on one side, dark on the other. So it is
Fire is
before people are
probably-
normally up and about.
Probably not part of the typical festivities.
No. This is definitely not festivities. You smell burning wood, and these are not people screaming like, "Hey, I'm having a great time." These are people screaming like, "My son's been murdered." Like it's really bad. So
Not again.
yeah.
I want to run out and investigate.
Okay. I'm gonna make the assumption that people grab their equipment, threw on their armor, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Is anybody gonna wake Nace up?
Yeah, as I run
Okay.
by. As I
Okay.
run
I'll
by.
just sleep through it all. It's cool. I have less to do.
Nace will be like, "What happened, guys?"
As I run by, I'm going to beat on his door.
Okay.
I'd be like, I had this crazy dream.
Yeah.
I've been with him. I know.
All right. Nace, you are awoken by Weedle smashing on your door. Then you hear the same. So as you get downstairs, the common room's pretty empty. I mean, there's people who are looking around, but the door's wide open. There's a big set of double doors that lead into the place. They're wide open, and you can see town folks and travelers running about out on the streets. You hear some people crying in panic or fear. As you get out onto the porch, and you can actually see, because the city is real, the town is really kind of like one made road, and then one road that comes off of that most of the buildings are built off of. Otherwise, the rest of the houses, it's not like a gridded residential streets or anything. You can see there's a small temple in the town, which was the center of the festivities, is on fire. And a tall man in gray robes notes all of you standing there with equipment, with weapons, and comes over to ask for your help.
What's happening?
He says, "The orcs raided us. They've burned our temple. Erlich the priest cannot be found. They must have kidnapped him. The wretched orcs have to be found or slain, or they'll be back to loot and kill again. 2 of our people are already dead. Will you help us?"
Heresy must be avenged.
Oh.
Of course. What about the fire?
You can see a bucket brigade's getting started. If you can help put out the fire, they would love it. Right now, they're starting to get buckets and carry it over from the well. It doesn't look like the whole building's going to burn down, but it's definitely going to damage the structure.
Does it look like just helping the bucket brigade is required or would actually help?
They look like they have enough people. The bucket's about half your size, so.
Yeah, I mean, Busy's actually fairly strong.
Is he pretty stout? Then, yeah, if you want to join the bucket brigade, you absolutely could. I did an athletics check to help out. Anybody else want to do anything right now?
Yeah, I'm going to join the bucket brigade, being very careful not to get wet.
Okay, you can make an athletics check with a disadvantage.
And
You're
these ones are out in the open, right?
You're a little nervous about
Athletics.
getting wet, and these buckets are sloshing around.
Athletics are out in the open,
In
right?
the open, or
Yeah. You can roll it out in the open. So what Scott did, for those new to Fantasy Grounds, down by the very left corner, there's a modifier window. Next to that, there's the letters ADV and DIS. So he clicked DIS before he rolled it. It automatically rolls 2 dice and chooses the worst one. So, and then we can see in the results it dropped to 17, which would have been great. So, Weedle, you end up soaked. Busy, you're a valuable member of the line. Weedle, as soon as you catch it, like a bucket comes to you and it sloshes all over you, you reel back and hiss. The bucket hits the ground, and they immediately just close ranks to kick you out of the bucket line.
okay, I'm going to start looking for tracks.
No, I wanted to look for tracks.
We can both look for tracks. We can help each other.
All 3 of us can look for tracks, as I have wilderness skills.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking I was along the same way. I had some tracking.
Okay.
I will not look for tracks because I'm trying to find something to dry off with.
Now, there's one member of the group who's really good at tracking orcs because they're one of his racial enemies, and that's Stefan.
Yeah, I better look too.
All right. Stefan, you can make 2 survival checks with advantage. Everybody else is assisting you. So, I'm really picking on Steve with the rolls now.
Right.
So
I
from
click
skills,
on advantage.
click advantage, and then drag your survival into the tower, and then do it again. And Gemlon, you definitely want to just be helping him. It was not a great roll. Oh my God!
Oh,
The save roll.
That's the opposite of being a water paladin right there.
And do
Could
that
you
one
guys
more
see
time.
that roll?
Yeah,
but
double one.
Oh, he didn't roll in the tower. He didn't roll in the tower. Okay,
before
that was
he
a
rolls that,
that's a 1 in 400 chance of happening. By the way,
before he rolls that, I'm going to give him my inspiration.
he already has
got
advantage. You can't help him.
Oh, he
You
has
can't give him more.
advantage.
Yeah. Well, I said he
never
could,
mind.
because so many people were helping him track, though. I said he could roll twice. So try again.
All right,
Gee whiz.
go.
That's just a regular roll, but we'll take it. That's a 21. So very quickly, Stefan, he's just a little bewildered at first. The cat screeching and hissing, and this gnome
Shut
moving
up,
a
Weedle.
bucket bigger than him. He wasn't ready to see that. After he gets over his anger, because he's got a real hard on for killing orcs, he gets over he starts looking around the church, finds tracks moving away immediately, and you can see tracks that are moving off to the north into the Wolfwold Hills.
All right, well, I'll let everybody know.
Or, I'm sorry, northeast into the Wolfwold Hills.
Well, I suppose I let everybody know.
Okay. As the
Close to dawn is this?
let's say it's 5:30 in the morning ish. So as you're looking at the tracks, you can tell with that roll, you can tell that there were 8 orcs in the party. It looks like most of them were following the commands of one who didn't participate. And you can see that they drug off, it looks like 2 people. You can see from the tracks, you can see there were 2 people who are being drugged, or at least in a forced march, possibly tied.
So were they following the dotted lines to the entrance to the orc caves?
But as a matter of fact, so
I just saw that and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I think I know where they're
I
at.
thought about hiding it, and I was like, nah, I'll just leave it and see if anyone notices. So,
Brian, you get inspiration.
Yes. Oh.
however, the trail doesn't follow that dotted line. The trail is actually going straight east, like just a little bit northeast, like into the hex to the right. As you're looking at the tracks, you hear someone walk up behind you slowly, You just hear like rock and sand kind of crunching under their feet. You turn around to see an older gentleman. His scalp's bloody. He's holding a sword. It's clean, by the way. It doesn't look like he's hit anyone with it. He has a real resigned look to him, and he says, "If you want to follow the orcs, I can track them. But I see you've found that. They already sent one bunch of warriors off to look for him, but they went on the wrong trail. I can show you the fastest way to find them. I know where they're going to. My name's Janner, and I want to help you. My son already lies dead from their swords." You can see his voice break as he's pointing in the distance the way that the tracks go, and says, There's a hollow off of the Duke's Road that'll get you there quicker than going overland."
Seems like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
How bad is he hurt?
He doesn't look wounded, more fatigued. He's just sweaty and grimy.
He's only hurt mentally.
If you had to guess, he's been involved in a fire. Like, he's got soot and ash smears on his face. And his son just died. He seems a little choked up about that.
Is he offering to take us to this hollow via the direction that he knows, or is
Yeah,
he
he
just
would.
pointing us
He
in
would
the
take
direction?
you along a game trail that leads right to the orc cave. That wouldn't have to go overland the way the orcs did. It would probably get you there faster.
Oh, I say we do it.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I've no
Yeah, let's
doubt that
kill
we
the
could probably
bastard.
track ourselves, but
If he already knows the way. That's
Oh
not
yeah,
bad.
Stefan has no doubt that he could track them, but you would get there
Mhm.
quicker this way.
Does he have any idea how far ahead they are?
can't be too far. I wouldn't
The
think.
ones they've been battling the fire here for probably 10 or 15 minutes.
Does
So
the fire look like it's getting better, or
yeah, the fire's definitely going out. Within 20 minutes, they've got the blaze down to a level that can be like it's out. They're mostly just making sure it doesn't reignite.
well, let's get going.
Let's save the
After we
cleric
get there, maybe
again.
we can help him.
Okay. As you're mustering to leave, one of the town guardsmen comes over. He introduces himself as Captain Derek. He's wearing chainmail, has a spear, shield. You can see that his spear is bloody. He does have his armor looks pretty battered and damaged. He definitely saw some frontline combat. And he inquires if he said it looks like you're heading for the orc caves. Is that correct?
We are.
Well, then we're in your debt. Is there anything we can do for you before you leave?
Keep the beer cold.
He looks and he says he's a little taken aback. Tabaxi, while I'm sorry, and really you're not a Tabaxi, you're a Rakasta. But
If you make me a Costa with that water issue, I'm gonna be.
no, they're just called
Okay.
Rakasta in this world, but you're
That's
still
fine.
a Tabaxi.
That's fine.
No water issue.
He
Yeah,
says,
They have disadvantage if they're wet.
It's a homebrew race.
yeah.
It's
So
dumb. It's
Brian and
pejorative.
there's a guy who's making a 5e player's handbook for Mystara, and Brian and I we basically rebalanced every subclass that they had in it, every class archetype that he did, like 25
He makes
of them.
them all 2E.
They were all really terrible, and so we worked on all of them. The book's in our library if you want to look at it. So
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't mind. I don't mind being reflavored as long as I keep the Tabaxi stat.
right, as long as you don't suck.
As long as I don't suck.
So
Well,
they
then,
can.
Seems like if he can keep the town from burning down, we'll take care of the orcs.
Okay. Do you need any supplies or anything like that?
We'll need some when we get back.
Very well. Godspeed to you all. And Holiv look upon you. So, okay. You guys head north. Let's go ahead and decide two things I want to get worked out. If everybody looks at your party sheet, it's the very top right button, a little eye with 3 people next to it.
Yep.
First thing we want to establish is the watch order. So when you guys take watch, a long rest is 8 hours. So you would need 4 people to take 2-hour watches. That's normally what we do. It's up to you guys if you want to do more than that. But if 4 people take a 2-hour watch, everybody gets 6 hours of sleep. So I just need to know who you guys want to be your watch.
The people with higher perception.
Probably not a horrible idea.
So I'm gonna say I have the lowest perception, but if you ever want me on watch, I'm
You guys,
down.
Nace has already established what will happen if he's on watch.
So Nace is one of the guys that probably gets to sleep all night. I'll take one watch.
I have an okay perception, but I also don't have dark vision.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, who has dark vision? That's probably a good question.
None of the humans.
Bitsy, Karnan, and Weedall.
Okay. So yeah, Bitsy, Carden, and Weedall should probably all be on it.
Which one of you 3 has a terrible perception?
Pretty sure Stefan is skilled and is trained in
So if
perception.
you go to your skills tab,
Stefan's pretty damn good at perception. He's
You
plus
can
4.
actually see it on the party sheet.
Oh yeah, you can see everyone's passive perception.
The turtle and the ranger are both great at perception.
Yeah,
just don't
they're
have
both
dark
very
vision.
solid. Just can't see in the dark.
So like
That's
pair
fine.
us up with somebody who has dark vision. All right, me and Bitsy and Stefan and Weedle.
Okay.
Betsy, Stefan, Weedle. Okay, and then
Gamelon has the highest perception of the group.
Each of those other 2 take 1 watch as well.
Yeah, 2 can do one watch. Yeah.
okay, the other thing I want to do is I'm adding everyone's tokens to the marching and formation real quick. And
where's that?
next to,
On
on
the
the same
order
order tab,
on the party sheet.
you should all see your tokens now.
Oh, order tab. Yep.
Sync client view. Did that do it? So what this will let us do is establish what your normal marching order is.
Busy would be in the middle or back.
So just let you decide who's in front, who's in back, what's your normal marching order. Typically, if I look for what when you're 2 abreast, and then or if you want to do it single file, then when you march 2 abreast, I'll just move every second person over and up 1.
So okay, that's up. All
Is that what you guys are looking for? Is that what you guys are looking at for your marching order?
Our Cardinal
Chameleon and
Weedle,
Stefan
in the back.
And Stefan
Yeah,
up front.
Karnan ought to be.
He's ranged.
That is front, right?
That's right. He's
Yeah,
ranged.
yeah. Up is the top. So that leaves Weedle and Karnan in the back, Busy and Nace in the middle, and Chameleon and Stefan up front.
That's no
Gamelon.
dark vision in the front row.
Gamelon, sorry. But your 2 highest perceptions in the front row.
Right, so it's just kind of pick your points.
Right. I mean, you're going to need light sources anyway. If you have dark vision and you're in a light source, you can't use your dark vision anyway. So.
I have a light cantrip.
I do too.
Okay. All right.
Busy, are you ranged at all?
Yep.
Or are you melee?
He has cantrips and
He has
crossbow.
cantrips and a crossbow. Okay, because I have a rapier, so maybe we ought to switch positions.
Sure.
I mean, I've got a short bow as well, but
It's cool. I like hanging out next to Weedall anyway.
Okay.
I will annoy the crap out of you.
Perfect.
Busy probably annoys the crap out of everyone, chattering a lot about his equipment and different tinkering he does. So.
Oh, good. So we're just annoying. Let's go.
Yeah. It's-
Okay. So that gives us our marching order. Perfect.
The biggest difference is Busy has the charisma as his dump stats. So, actually,
I at least make interesting annoyances.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that works perfectly then. So we will.
And for some reason, Gamelon has 0 HP.
dead already. Reroll.
Whoops.
What?
Why do you have no health?
You want to have 0 wounds on your main tab. I don't know if you.
There. I've set them to 0.
They had a pandemic go through Mystara. It was tragic.
Okay.
What is the turtle's base speed?
30.
Perfect. All right.
I'm not slower just because I'm a turtle. I'm a big turtle.
It's just
I-
Busy. That'll
You're
be
not a
lagging
turtle.
behind
You're
everyone.
a turtle.
Turtle.
So it's different. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool.
I can go into my shell and hold my breath underwater, so those are all
He's part
That's
tortoise,
awesome.
part turtle.
That's
Let
awesome.
me see here.
good. If I get beat on, I'm just going to retreat into my shell and y'all are screwed.
Why are we screwed? Are you saying we won't have heals? Because that's not an issue.
And let's find an X. For X marks the spot.
I'm only kind of that kind of cleric.
Doink. Okay.
That's
So-
what I'm
Big
asking,
X.
Claire.
On our
3
map,
mile wide X.
that is where you're at. Let's see. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. It's 21 miles. So
Okay.
it'll be about here. So I
Is
just
this
want to.
dude with our party still?
I'm assuming he's leading us.
Janner, yeah, he is. Janner is the guy who was leading you. So he takes you probably 3 miles northeast along the trail that you see, and then he cuts into the Wolfold Hills. You travel for most of the morning, getting into just afternoon. When you stand about 100 feet or so from a dark, forbidding cave entrance. You'll have to get closer to really see what's going on there. At this point, Janner turns to you and he says, I'm too old to fight anymore. I wish you the best of luck. Please avenge my son and return our cleric. And he turns to start heading back for town. After offering a forearm grasp to anybody who'll take it.
His first name isn't
Hell
Bruce,
yeah, I'll
is it?
take it.
Okay. Isn't what?
And like following the trail
Bruce?
was easy, right?
No. That is his first name is Janner.
Oh, I thought it was Bruce Jenner. He could run back quickly.
It was Jan or Bryce.
I can see I'm gonna have to institute a taking
Okay.
inspiration
I'll take my
away.
inspiration away.
Yeah, we're gonna have a take inspiration away rule. So
Is it easy to find that game trail again to get back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with your ranger. Like he'll easily.
I have Wanderer, man. I feel like you're overlooking me here.
Yeah, that's true.
I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Fine.
I can also find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
You're finding us to like trail snacks as we go?
I totally can find like berries and stuff. I don't have a lot of money. I gotta pick something to eat.
Like some
Like
wood
that guard promised me dinner. Let's go free these people.
And cold beer.
and cold beer.
Well, that's a win. I just want to eat.
All right. So we're gonna put
Not to
this
mention with their cleric,
here.
we're probably gonna get paid.
I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna stretch
You know,
that
alms and all that stuff.
here,
Bring out your dead.
and we're gonna add a mask.
Don't do that. Then we're probably not getting paid.
Okay, we got a mask set and share sheet.
Matt.
Okay, everybody should have a new sheet that's totally blank.
Oh, I'm guessing there are multi-levels to this cave.
And
It's a theory.
see, I
don't
shouldn't.
want to assume.
See the.
Should have made it unidentified. map
Yep,
name.
looks like I shouldn't have identified the map. There you go, unidentified
So that's
map.
why you don't identify maps so often. I didn't
we go
realize.
down
No, it's
to the
fine.
second level.
We
It's
may go
fine.
up.
I'm good with this. Okay. So, something we do is I'm going to initially have whoever's the front of the marching order will be the token we use to move through the dungeon. And then if we need to actually deal with combat or something, I will lock tokens and we'll get everybody else put on the map.
Okay.
So, for now, this map should basically be all black. Nobody should see anything. That's normal.
Yeah, it's empty and gray.
Yeah.
So what kind of a cleric is Gamelon?
So,
He's a cleric of light.
Oh. Wait, is the right side the front side?
Hmm?
On the marching order.
No, that's not.
Up was the up was
I
the,
thought the left side was the front side.
no up was the front.
Right, but there's 2 by 2.
oh,
thought the
you mean I
cleric
grabbed
was
the wrong guy? I just grabbed a guy who was in front. That's all.
We're
Okay,
walking-
so it is the left side in front of the right side, though.
Okay, I mean we're walking 2 by 2 abreast, so I mean
It's up to you guys. If you're single file, I assume the guy on the left is in front.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure Weedle's in front of me.
Yeah. Okay. So, um,
Don't grab my tail again.
what are you guys doing?
It was funny.
No.
Can we see what we see around the beginning there?
We're opening our eyes.
So you're about 100 feet away from the cave entrance, which
So-
you can see it's a large rock outcropping in the side of the hill where looks like the ground is eroded away, and so it's revealing bedrock. And you can see from here, it's a wide opening that kind of narrows, and then you can see it starts to turn into worked stone pretty quickly.
Are there big rocks?
All you see is a hole that's about 10 feet across, but it's dark. You definitely can't see anything from here.
Are there big?
I'll cast light on.
Hang on. Are there
something.
big rocks around the area up to the cave? Do we see any sentries?
You don't see any movement outside. There is intervening terrain. You could probably get fairly close.
I want to try to
with
sneak up and look into the cave entrance. And
Okay, is everyone else
give
good with
everybody the
waiting
pause
here,
up.
or what?
I'll walk up there too.
You're
Okay.
Sneaking up. I'll sneak up with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
sneak up there.
Is anyone not wanting to sneak up?
Busy would go halfway because he's a little bit loud in his gear and his backpack and stuff.
I
Okay.
am not a sneaky fellow. I'll let them take a look and ready my mace while I wait.
Okay. Karnan, are you sneaking up with them or staying with Busy and Gamelon?
I think I'll hang back a little since I'm ranged.
Okay, so you guys will come about 50 feet closer using boulders for cover. The other three of you, please make stealth checks.
That's in the tower.
In the tower.
The three of us who are back, or the three who are
No,
advancing?
the three who are advancing. Scott, Brian, and Steve. Remember to roll it in the tower, Steve. Okay, so you sneak on your way up. Unfortunately, as you were running from one boulder over to another, Weedle catches sight of a flower he's never seen before and immediately turns and starts to run towards it. But right then, it's almost like Nace was precognition, reaches out and snags him by the robe, and he likes really long flowing claws, and he grabs him and yanks him over to get his attention again. And you guys manage to make it about 10 feet from the entrance of the cave without appearing to alert anyone.
I have a +7. I must have really sucked.
We
Yeah.
have snuck together before.
Yeah.
I got you.
You really sucked it up. So
The flower.
it's
Oh,
really good that you guys did a group stealth check and not individual.
That catnip?
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
Maybe it was a catnip flower or something. Indian paintbrush. Okay, so yeah, you can see now the entrance of the cave. It's about 10 feet across. It goes into darkness pretty quickly. There's not really any. The way the sun is, which is kind of almost straight overhead right now, it's not casting any light into the cave. Give me a perception check.
Not
Actually,
me.
yeah, give me a perception check. I guess Weedle and Stefan.
Yeah. I'll just be like, it's black as shit in there.
Okay. Wow. Fantastic. Okay, so even from here, the two of you can hear. You're pretty sure it's snoring. It takes a little while. Like you're trying to listen. You're like, what is that noise? And the two of you are looking at each other. And then Stefan, you just kind of catch it. You're like, it's guttural, and it's a staccato break in the rhythm. And then you just realize all the times in your life that you've been tracking orcs and snuck up on a camp, and you realize that's the sound of orcs snoring.
Anybody got a fireball they can toss in there?
a little
Yeah.
early. What is your plan?
Can we
And any
tell
of
how
the,
far the snoring's in there?
No, not that well.
Can any of your folks with night vision see in there?
We'd all
They
see
get
it.
up close.
Unfortunately, they would have to get into the darkness before their dark vision would really kick in. So right now it'd be like wearing night vision goggles with the lights on.
Put your hands over your eyes.
You're fairly certain that there's more than one snore as well, like the cadence is overlapping.
Is there like a little pebble or anything?
Sure, there's lots of debris on the ground. I mean, just figure like a hillside. You're just in like a rolling hillside country.
I can light it up if you guys want.
Yeah,
Light the pebble.
I have a light spell as well that I can
Yeah,
cast.
I'll cast light onto a pebble and just chuck it in the cave.
That's a
We
good
just-
one.
We want to wake them up instead of just
Oh.
trying to sneak in.
I was gonna say, are they easily awakened? Orcs?
So you're
Karna
gonna
would
stop
have
me before I
Karna
check
would
it?
have some.
Yes.
It sounds like
Okay.
it.
I'll wait.
Karnan, you
I'm
have
gonna
enough
slap the
experience
somatic.
with monster races.
I have a lit rock in
They
my hand
don't
now.
they don't wake or they're not like unnaturally alert. They're not considered to be slovenly either. So
If we throw the rock in and wake them up, we're no worse off than if we sneak in and fail the sneak.
But if we sneak in and don't fail the sneak,
Then, yeah, then we
All
win
right.
the
be
lottery.
it'd
I'll
be
turn
very
back to the
advantageous.
back three guys and try to give them the Navy SEALs of like, come this way, but shh.
In farmhand.
then I guess Karnon would continue up to the rest of the group.
And if you travel at half speed, did I get advantage?
Well, you guys were traveling at half speed to stealth anyway. So unless
they
you tell me
travel at-
otherwise, if you're sneaking, no. But
If they travel at quarter
whatever
speed?
you're sneaking up on is asleep, and so there's no issue with the rest of them getting within 10 feet of the entrance as well.
Great. Then I
So
say we
you
march
guys
them
are
over.
not this close yet, but I'm going to go ahead and draw where you're at, like what you see so far. But you are not actually. This token does not represent where you guys are yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can throw the pebble in, or you can. I can light a crossbow bolt and fire that through the entrance. We can do either one.
Are we storming it, or are we drawing them out?
I think they want to sneak in.
From here, you can see there is actually a little bit of light in there. It's against the coming. You can tell the cave after about 10 feet opens up wider. You can't tell how wide, but you can tell that there is a light source on the right side. You're fairly certain that you're certain that if you did go in, you will be able to see.
I say we try to get in there
Just
quietly.
sneak in quietly.
Okay. I need. I'm just going to roll a group stealth check for everybody.
All right.
Let's
Fails.
see. You guys are
Oh, well.
not going to see this go.
That's a lot of d20s.
Success, 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 success.
That's
We
it.
did
we
it.
did it.
Only one fail. Busy's the only one who failed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Metal armor.
no. Gamelon failed. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Gamelon got a 2.
Clomp, clomp, clomp.
But that was enough for you to successfully enter the room without being alerted. I'm going to reveal what you see.
Well, really, if the group succeeded, where you would have like been plodding along, it's like we're like, no, slow or something. You go quietly.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to zoom this in a little bit, and I'm going to share or sync the view. Okay, so I'm going to place some people here. Got there. I needed Gamelon here. I need, was it Nace next?
Nace on the right, yeah.
Okay. And then
Weedle's next to me.
Weedle's next to you, and then the back row is Busy on the left.
Yep.
And Karnan on the right. And
Some of those look like they're not from the combat track. Nice and busy.
oh yeah, why didn't it do your
I
title?
don't know.
There we go. I don't know why it didn't do your title.
I don't have a title either.
Why don't you have it?
I don't know.
This is
What'd you
weird.
do?
I didn't do anything. All right,
Breaking
here.
stuff already.
I'm good now.
All right, tokens are locked. So if you try to move your token, it'll leave a thing I have to approve. So, you move along the passage and into the cave beyond. The cave is roughly square, 30 feet on each side. The only other entrance you see is a 10-foot wide passage opposite you in the middle of the north wall. There are a couple of rough bunks by the west wall with orcish forms dozing on them with short swords nearby. A single orc sits by a table holding a tankard. He also has a short sword. As he sees you, his half-animal face breaks into a savage snarl of surprise. You can see some items on the table and a glint of something metal stacked on the east wall. Okay, so you have surprised these guards, however. The one who is sitting is grabbing for his sword, but he's so stumbling drunk he actually knocks it over. And the orcs in the beds start to rustle as you enter, but they are completely out for the first round. So, let's do this.
Initiative.
And blip. Yeah, everybody please roll for initiative.
Oh!
Can we save game right here, though, just in case this goes wrong?
Sure.
Quick
Okay,
save.
anybody doesn't remember how, just open your character sheet. On your main tab, you have an init field right in the center of the sheet. If you just double click that, it will roll your initiative, or you can drag it and drop it in the window. It'll also automatically add your initiative to the combat tracker. Just need Gimel on and we'll have everybody's.
Yeah, I double clicked it. Did it not?
It didn't roll.
There it goes. Okay. So, as you can see, everybody's initiative is there in the combat tracker. You'll notice the orcs are all listed at the bottom. That's because you guys do not see their initiative. So you'll just have to remember when they go. All right, but starting off the round, this is it's the first turn. There's no such thing as a surprise round in 5th edition, but there's a surprise status. So all 3 of these orcs are surprised right now. So they will not be acting on their first turn. They also cannot take reactions. So the first turn will be Weedle.
All right. I want to move here.
No problem. Moving
going
through an ally square is difficult terrain, so it costs 2 movement. Each square is 5 feet, by the way.
That's fine. I'm going to...
I'm just letting the other people know.
This orc
Okay.
right by me. I can't tell which orc it is.
Orc 1.
All right. I'm going to...
Don't you see the 1 next to him?
Can't you just control click on it, Scott, and it should auto target it?
Yeah. There you go. He's targeted.
Nope. I hit. Nobody's near it, so I get sneak attack, don't I?
You do not get sneak attack. He's surprised, so you get sneak attack.
Yeah,
You have
you get
advantage. He's prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually prone. In fact, I'll put
Okay.
the effect on him. Prone, and this guy is considered poisoned.
So this is going to be a sneak attack, so I put that on me.
Well, first you need to hit him. So you're going to make an attack with advantage.
Okay.
He's being very presumptuous that he's going to hit him.
I'm going to hit him.
Okay.
I'm going to hit him with my rapier.
Okay. Okay, yeah. With a 21, you easily hit the orc.
Yep. I do have an attack. I do have sneak attack, so I'm going to...
Hold on. He's unconscious. That's considered an automatic crit, isn't it?
He's still asleep.
Yes.
Yeah, it is considered.
Uh,
He's considered unconscious. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, he's considered unconscious. Both of these guys are. So, okay, go ahead and apply your damage. I think or roll to hit him again. I think it'll give you an automatic crit. It didn't. Okay, go ahead and just roll your damage. I don't remember if it's going to maximize it or not. We'll see. It did. Yeah, or no, it didn't. But it doesn't matter. You killed him. Okay, so you sneak up on him and you pull out your rapier and you just jam it right through his throat. The orc's eyes open in alarm for a second as blood starts to choke out of his mouth, and then he goes limp on the ground.
Okay, and I'm going to move 5 feet back
Okay,
into the corner.
perfect. So those of you new, whenever you're done with your turn, you just hit the little arrow at the very bottom where it says next actor. It's to the left of the menu button. Well, there's
On
no.
the combat
I'm sorry.
tracker.
There's no menu button for the
It
players.
says turn complete in the bottom left corner of the combat tracker.
Turn complete. That's what it is. I'm sorry. For me, it says next actor. So then that'll move it to the next person's turn. And you can see it notifies whose turn it is. It'll also list any effects you have on you. Okay, Busy. It's your turn.
Busy steps past Gamelon over there,
Okay.
and then
That'll be
he reaches
20 feet to get to her.
He reaches back and detaches one of the hoses and points it at the orc, and a ball of flame shoots out of it.
To which orc?
The poison drunk orc.
Orc 2. Okay. The poison one. Perfect.
Weedle goes, whee! It's
And
pretty. I
do
want
I
one.
technically have advantage on this as well,
I don't remember.
They're surprised.
if they're suppressed?
He is surprised. Yeah, you have advantage on your attack. Yes, a 21 easily hits.
Bolt of fire just hits him
Whoops.
on the shoulder lightly,
Yeah.
not center mass.
Yeah, you glance him. It scorches his armor, but otherwise he's safe. Anything else?
No, he stays there.
Okay.
He's like, gotta calibrate this better. Starts fiddling with it a bit.
he's fiddling with it in the middle of combat. Pulls out a spanner, starts adjusting it.
Yeah.
Okay. Orc 3 is not able to act. Orc 2 is not able to act. Karnan, it's your turn.
All right. So can I get past?
Yes. So it'll, instead of being 5 feet of movement, so you would do like, say you wanted to get to this square right here.
Mm-hmm.
You would do move up and left one, and if you drag it, you'll see it'll actually adjust it. Then you can grab that marker and drag it over to the right of Stefan. Like where the 5 is. You should be able to grab that. There's a little square you should be able to grab.
Oh, I see the square. Okay.
Yeah, and then just drag it over there. And so this would actually be 20 feet of movement because you've got to go through Stefan's, which will cost you double movement. But you have like 35 feet of movement, so you're fine. Then I approve it, and it moves you. So you're right there, and I think you have 10 feet of movement left.
Okay.
If you can move after your attack, or
Yeah, you can move
What
your
happened?
movement.
Yeah.
You can do it before or after your attack, or a combination.
So I want to attack the poisoned orc.
Okay, yeah, he's the drunk one. That's Orc 2.
Right.
So hold Control and click on the Orc, and it'll draw an arrow to him. There you go.
Okay.
Now all you got to do is go to your weapon attack. I'm assuming with your longbow,
Yes.
and just double click the longbow attack, or drag it and drop it, whatever you want to do, and it'll roll an attack automatically against that Orc,
All right. Let me.
and it'll be on your last tab.
Bow.
Perfect. Okay, and 18
yeah.
easily hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. He's already targeted, so you just have to double click the damage that's next to the hit roll.
Okay. Sorry, folks.
You're
That's
fine.
all right. You're doing
It is.
great.
It is where the damage.
So where you rolled the d20 to the right of it, you
Uh-huh.
see is 1d8 plus 3 piercing. Just double click
Yes.
that.
Oh, that okay.
There you go. All right, you did 9 points of damage to him. So after the firebolt glances off of him, you kind of roll up and come up with a bow drawn, let an arrow rip, and it catches him square in the upper chest. He's badly wounded. He does not look good at all.
All right. Then I will stay where I.
Okay. If you're done with your turn, then just hit the turn complete, and now it's Stefan's turn.
I'm gonna move here. No.
So click on your character.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, you're going to move into melee. Sounds good.
And then, okay.
So hold Control and left click on Orc 2, and it'll target him.
Yeah.
Did you click on the Orc?
Let's see. Left click.
You have to do it while you're holding Control and left click on the Orc.
Oh, I'm left clicking. Maybe I'm not. There we go.
There you go. Orc's targeted. You can see on the combat tracker it says targeting Orc 2. So then I'm assuming you're attacking with your rapier first?
Yep.
Okay. So on your actions tab, just double click on the D20 next to your rapier. The little D20 symbol.
Sorry.
See, it says +5 next to it. So it says rapier, and then there's a little D20 symbol.
Let's see. Second here.
Remember,
And-
actions tab on your character sheet.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Crossbow, dagger, rapier.
there you go.
Boom.
So the rapier is a 12, which actually misses him.
He's
Now,
drunk.
now as a crossbow expert, you can use your offhand crossbow to attack with your bonus action.
All right.
So everybody gets an action, a bonus action, and a movement. You don't necessarily get to use your bonus action. You have to have something that can actually use it. in order to get to take a bonus action. He actually has a feat. He's an expert with crossbows and is able to shoot a crossbow in his offhand when he makes a normal attack. And he's not penalized for shooting at point blank range.
So I can just drag that die and drop it in there?
Yeah, you can drag it and drop it in, or you can double click it, whatever. Okay, so you fire with a 16 and hit, so then just double click the damage and it'll apply the damage to the orc. The damage is right next to it, 1d6 plus 3 piercing. Just double click that field. There you go.
Yes.
Nice. So that did 9 more points of damage, which kills him. So this orc's just getting hit. Like first, he like takes the firebolt and he's like, "What the hell was that?" And then as he looks up, an arrow slams into him, and then all of a sudden, a guy runs up and you swipe out with your rapier, and he ducks. But as he looks up, he's looking right, like dead at your hand crossbow, and you just click it, and a bolt goes right through his eye, and down goes the orc.
Whew.
Okay. Anything else? You've still got 20 feet of movement left.
Maybe I'll stand over here.
Okay, perfect. Okay, once you're done, you just click that little arrow on the combat tracker and it'll move to the next turn. Okay, Gamelon. Oh, Gamelon charges into battle.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's on him.
These heathens wrecked the temple.
Oh,
Clearly
that's
they-
right. He's not happy.
Nancy's like, I want to play. I want to play.
Okay, you forgot to target him, so it didn't resolve it. If you drag that result, the 18, onto the guy and let go, it'll automatically apply it. There you go. So that hit, an 18 easily hit this sleeping guy.
Do you get
And now you've got him
crit on
targeted.
the sleeping guy?
He would get advantage too.
He
could-
has, he has.
Didn't, target him when he rolled those. Why it didn't
Oh,
apply it.
right. He has unconscious and prone. You can actually roll another hit, because if it's a critical,
Yeah, it
it's even
did.
better. Well, you hit the first one, so go ahead.
So for damage, I just grab this black die here and drag it over.
Correct. Well,
Uh,
that was the hit roll.
That's the hit.
Oh,
That's-
the hit roll?
Oh, let
sorry.
me look at your sheet. Oh, so to the right of it is the damage. There you go. You got it. So you did 7 points of damage, moderately wounding him. And that's your turn, unless you want to do anything else. I don't know if you have anything you can do with a bonus action.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So I click the end turn.
Okay. Nace, your turn.
I want to move there.
Okay. Nace goes rushing into combat. And attacks with his dagger, which does hit. You do 7 points of damage. He's critically wounded. You just plunge the dagger into his chest. This orc is in really bad shape.
All right, so that was 20 feet of movement.
He is unconscious, so he can't. There's no
Or surprised?
attacks of opportunity and surprised. Yeah. FYI, an attack of opportunity for new people or haven't played in a long time. When you move away from someone's threat radius, like if you mouse over that orc, you'll see all the squares around him shade, and that's showing he threatens those squares around him.
I don't
So-
see that.
Oh,
It only works for
okay.
people you can control.
Only
You mouse over
works-
your own character,
only
though.
works for you. Yeah, if you go over your own character. If someone leaves a square that you threaten with your weapon, you get a free attack on them unless they take something to prevent you from getting that. See, this is why anybody watching has not been seeing this, because I forgot to switch the
Oh yeah.
feed.
We forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
That's
you
why I've been
guys,
saying this one's the way to go.
Yeah, it really is. That way everybody can see everything. All
My
right.
job's
Well,
sound.
yeah.
My job's
All right. Well, I put it back. Now everybody can see what's going on in the tracker. Okay. So, it's the start of the next round. And Weedle, it's your turn.
I'm just going to short bow him.
Who is prone?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
prone.
he's still prone.
Which is
Yeah.
why I stabbed him.
He is prone.
Then I will run up to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bounce right over the bed.
I got cat-like reflexes.
Good hit.
Yay!
Yep. So you get advantage because he's prone. By the way, you didn't actually choose advantage, did you?
No, it
Yeah.
did it for
So
me.
that's the thing. It'll do advantage automatically since Scott was since he's attacking a prone target. Fantasy Grounds is
I actually targeted him, yeah.
Fantasy Grounds is intelligent enough to pick up that the target was prone. So,
Yeah.
Sneak attack.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. I'm just looking I'm still getting used to it. Do I?
Are you still messing with the cameras, Jason?
A little bit.
Okay.
And I will do damage.
Super dead.
I decided to
Super
move the camera to a different window since I'm going to leave it like this.
Oh, okay.
They've got
Okay.
one screen for the Brady Bunch over there and one screen for the game.
Okay. Yeah. So he is toast. So it's just a cacophony of death. In a matter of seconds, you guys have flooded into the room and just destroyed all three of these orcs.
And Biznok's like running another fireball. He's like, all right, this one, get him good.
Yeah, and they're all gone.
Okay. It's like, oh.
All right, I am going to unlock tokens. I don't need to have them locked anymore. Okay, you have defeated the orcs in this room. Congratulations.
What's
so
on
that
the
metal
east wall?
that we saw? Yeah, that metal that we saw. What's that?
Are we free to move? Because I want to
Yeah.
check this out.
All right. I'm gonna look at this orc these two orcs that are dispatched then, see if they have anything on them, like
Sure.
anything of value, anything that's pretty, or anything that tells us about their orc structure,
Sure.
whatever.
Okay.
If you see any marbles that are like
So-
maroon, white, and yellow, it's mine.
Weedle is checking the bodies casing the room. What's everybody else doing in the meantime?
Checking out what's on the table.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other actions?
Is there
East
anything
wall.
other interesting
I'm
in
just-
here? Like that stuff on the right, is that notable or?
That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's absolutely stuff to look through. It's just, there's some various crap on the ground. So by the east wall, you find a 50-foot hemp rope. There are a pair of spears, a sack of moldy cheese and biscuits. On the table, there is a pewter tankard that looks like it might actually be worth some money. Not a lot, but it's definitely a well-made pewter tankard. There's also a flagon of beer that has a really rancid smell to it. The bunks themselves are just straw and lice. One of the orcs, though, the one at the northern bed, actually has a leather pouch on him. It had 8 silver and 15 gold pieces in it. And then there is a second orc, the one who was drunk, is wearing a silver belt buckle that has like a gem encrusted into the center of it.
Is it a pretty gem?
It's not a terrible gem. It's dirty. It's really filthy and grimy, but it looks like it might be valuable. I need an investigation check to determine if you want to actually gauge its
belt off
value.
and dump it in the beer.
Okay.
And shine it up, and I'll give you an investigation check.
Okay. So you guys know
Does anyone want this 50-foot of rope?
It's very useful. I think I have some already.
It's useful. It's just heavy.
So
I have 50 feet of silk rope.
Do you
For
want
the
50 feet of
players-
hempen rope?
I'll carry it. I mean, I can carry a lot of stuff, but I mean,
It's all yours.
Rope is useful.
So for something you guys will to let you guys know something, on your party sheet there's an inventory window, and any parcels that you get, I just drag and drop them there, and so it just keeps kind of a running tally of how much coin you found and what items you have. And then if somebody wants something specific, let me know and I'll assign it to them. Otherwise, we just kind of let it pile up there and split it up at the end of the adventure.
you can grab the brown dot and drag it onto your own inventory as well.
Yeah, you can grab a dot and drag it to you, and then and you'll see there's a notification. Gamelon got the rope 50 foot, hand it over to him. So that way you guys can easily take stuff out of the parcels, but otherwise, I just assume you guys are dividing it up.
Yeah. So the belt buckle, my investigation check. Is it pretty? Is it ornate?
It's pretty. It's well carved and shine and polished. You'd guess it's probably worth 50 gold.
I drop it.
What?
Does anybody else pick up
I
the
will
gem?
grab that.
Okay.
I'm used to weed all. It wasn't shiny enough.
Okay.
So what happens to the goodies that were on the orc's leather pouch?
So there was 15 gold and 8 silver. If you look on your party sheet,
Oh, I see. Got it.
in the inventory window, I've got it listed there. So at the time you guys are ready to divvy everything, I'll click that little arrow and it'll split the cash among everybody equally.
Only you can see the arrow, Jason.
Oh, yeah, only I can see it. Well, I can click a button, and it distributes all the loot however you want it. Also, you guys will be able to sell the stuff that you have, but, like, say you find something worth 50 gold, you'll probably only get 25 for it, unless you find someone who actually wants it, versus, selling it to a guy at a market who's just going to sell it himself. So, okay.
How moldy is the cheese and biscuits?
Investigation? No, you don't need investigation. Common sense. What's your intelligence?
12.
What's your wisdom?
8.
Oh.
It's fine. It's
No,
fine.
no,
How
you're
bad does it look with Busy next to him?
yeah.
Like,
Busy
I'll
would
give it a
never eat
whiff,
this.
I mean,
No, it's bad. Someone could if technology was advanced enough, you would discover penicillin right now. So
oh, okay.
yeah,
Because, like, if it just had a bit of mold on one side,
No,
just
this
break
is-
that off and.
no, it's more like it has a mold vein, like discovering a gold
Oh.
vein, except this is just mold.
So basically, I ripped it open and found mold through it, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, it broke along the mold, so it's
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
nasty.
No, I'm not dealing with that.
Okay.
Busy will go into a little story about his cousin Velma used to like moldy cheese, but it was too much for him, and
Okay, I'm looking down this way. Cool story, bro.
yeah.
4, that's what it is. Okay. All right, so everybody is looking at going further into the dungeon, I assume?
Can we see down that?
So it is dark at this point. There was a torch here, but there's not more light ahead of you. You guys will need some kind of light source for the people without dark vision to see.
I'll cast light on my mace.
Okay, that will extend light in a 20-foot, I believe 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light. So out to 40 feet, you guys will be able to make out details. The corridors here are worked, including like paving stones on the floor. The walls are all the ceilings are typically 10 to 15 feet above you. This is definitely, some parts of this looks like it was a cavern that was shaped. Other parts look like it was dug right out of the rock.
Stefan, if you want some light, I can light you up.
All right.
Do you have something you want me to light up, like your crossbow, or?
Yeah, he could put it on an object.
Yeah, I can put it on your crossbow.
All right.
All right, I'll light up his crossbow.
Okay.
Do you have light as a cantrip?
Yeah.
I get light as a cantrip, yeah.
That's super useful.
So is the cleric, so we're good.
Okay,
That's
so
super useful.
while exploring the dungeon, we'll just be moving Gemelon's token. Everybody else will just be assumed to be following him.
Roger that.
So, pretty quickly, no, let's see, escape. Here, whoa, careful! I just grabbed that. Let me switch to the demasking mode. We go here.
Did we level up? Should I go to level 2 now?
Not quite.
The one encounter.
He is super ready.
He did kill 2 guys. He thinks that gives him bonus XP.
I'm just excited to get to level 3. That's where all of our characters start coming in.
Okay, after advancing about 20 feet down the tunnel, it comes to a fork that extends in every direction, but after 10 feet you can see a door to the east.
Did you recenter the map?
There is a soft, I did not, I can if you need me to. Here, recenter. There you go. Map recentered. There is a soft light coming from way down the hall to the west. Very, very faint, but you can tell there is a light.
Leadall's fine with going with whatever direction. Don't care.
Yeah.
What about that door?
Is that a closed door to the right?
You guys heard them snoring. You could listen at the door, see if there's more.
All right. That's a good idea. I'll listen at the door.
Okay, give me a perception check, please.
Is there a way to like point or like ping the map?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you just hold both mice button down and drag, you'll draw an arrow. If you just click both buttons again, it'll stop. It'll get rid of the arrow.
Gotcha. Cool.
If you hold shift, it'll draw a square. If you hold control, it'll draw a circle. If you hold alt, it'll draw a cone. And just clicking the two buttons by themselves always gets rid of it. You can also right-click the map and choose pointers from the drop-down to draw one that way, and those will not go away from just doing one thing. We usually use that for like area effects of spells,
Gotcha.
stuff like that. So yeah, but that's a really good way if you need to ping the map to just draw an arrow what you're talking about. Okay. Oh, you did roll. Okay. You don't hear anything at the door. Complete stillness.
I want to
Oh,
listen.
good, guys.
I want to listen too.
Is it that quiet? Oh, there it is. There's been music playing the whole time, but it's so quiet that if anybody talks, the music turns itself down. So, but I'm going to abandon this because I've only heard the music once, and I don't
Yeah.
even think anybody noticed it.
I didn't think with
So-
or 7 people we'd
Yeah,
hear
it's-
the music at all.
I thought it would be fun to try, but yeah, it's not a thing. So let me leave the meeting on this guy. There we go. It's just one less person in the thing. So, all right, and close. Perfect. Okay. Stefan also listened at the door. By the way, any perception checks you're making right now, you have advantage because you're in an orc cave. Your senses are just really firing on all cylinders. So you can roll a second time if you want.
All right, let me do that. Let me try that again.
I think that was a hint.
No, it wasn't. He did. It really wasn't. His roll was fine. I just want to let him know. Okay. No, you don't hear anything either.
All right.
Told you.
Can you open the door?
Testing the handle, it doesn't look like it's locked. Okay. We will.
I think we should try to open it quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. You quietly open the door,
And you see another door.
and
Light floods into the room.
you're looking at a small, dark room that's filled with sacking, barrels, lengths of rope, wood, and the like. There are a few earthenware flagons and glass bottles as well. It looks fairly clean and actually cared for. There might be some useful equipment here if you want to search, but it will take you time.
Yeah, looks like supply room.
We got a cleric to find.
That's right.
Yeah, we can always look on the way out.
Can we tell from the floor? I mean, this place is fairly well cleaned, isn't it? There's no way to look on the floor to find out where the last party kind of transversed.
You mean
Traversed.
like tracks?
Yeah.
There's muddy footprints and stuff on the ground. I mean, it's not like this place gets scrubbed.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's
can
just
we
not
tell where
like
somebody may have been drugged or.
I'd
Can we
need
tell
a
which dir-
I'd need a survival tracking check.
That's not me.
Stefan's probably your best tracker.
Yeah,
You have advantage on the survival check if you want to track Stefan.
Survival.
I have +1 to survival.
I have +5.
Show off.
It's a racial ability.
Okay.
Show off.
Let's see. Stefan, you can tell that recently you find some muddy footprints or boot marks and stuff they're still slightly damp. It's very thin, so the mud dries very quickly when it's just a footprint. But you find a couple where there's actually it's not wet, but it's tacky, which means somebody passed here within an hour or so, both to the north and to the west.
All right, looks like they've gone both ways, guys.
It doesn't look like anybody's gone to the east that left any tracks you could find. You can't really tell if anyone was drugged.
All right, let's keep exploring. Pick a direction.
Does that storeroom seem like an orc storeroom? I don't know much about orcs.
Everything seems clean.
I'd need a nature check, I think.
Everything seems too clean. To
Oh, I
me.
was asking Stefan.
Or investigate. Yeah, Stefan, if you want to make a nature check with advantage to your knowledge of orcs.
All right.
I don't know much about orcs.
Steve's going to have skill checks down pat by the time we're done.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So it's actually good to bring it up. Stefan, as you look, this is not orcs. This is not how orcs. They never organize. You've never seen an orc stack things like this is inventoried. Like you don't know what's going on here, but this is definitely not an orc that has done this room. As a matter of fact, as you're looking, you catch a glimpse of movement behind a barrel against the northeast wall. in the northeast corner.
Oh,
I want to investigate this room
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw... Everybody get your tokens within within 1 square into the room. That way I don't have to do it. We got everybody? Nope.
Am I up front? What?
Nace, you're down in the other orc room right now.
Oh, I'll go up front. I was at the door anyway, so
No more than 1 square in.
Oh, no more than one square.
Yeah, because this is the point that Stefan noticed something in here.
Okay. Then I'll just...
Okay, I'm going to sync view. All right, and we're going to say bloop and boop. You see a kobold behind the barrel.
Change my mind.
Cute. Everybody roll for initiative.
So we just need to click it on our sheet and it'll automatically add it, right?
Yeah, it'll automatically update it. You can also hotkey that. But
I wouldn't though, because it will update
It
periodically
updates,
as you
yeah.
get proficiency,
I just
and you'll have to update your hotkey and you'll forget.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I could double click it.
It's easier to go to main and double click it.
Yeah, I mostly just use everything off my character sheet too. Okay, did everybody roll? I got one more. Oh wow, Karnan is on top of it.
Woo!
Okay, so the first person to act is Karnan. So you see a kobold, and he like steps out. He's got a what does he have? He's got a little dagger in his hand, and he's like, as he's looking behind the barrel. What do you want to do?
Well, I think I'll stick with my distance, and I will longbow him again.
Okay. With
Ooh,
the
that didn't go
12,
well.
well, you forgot to target him. Just drag that, but you can drag that 12 and drop it onto his token.
Okay.
Pretty soon that'll
And
be
so that actually does hit. So, now you either want to target him or you can drag your damage and just drop it directly on his token too. But you did hit him with a 12. Not a great armor class on kobolds.
So
The damage is right next to your longbow. It
yeah, I
says
just
1d8
need to- I'm
piercing.
switching too many windows,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
trying to move things around.
Okay, and you kill him instantly. So, the kobold like jumps out. He's like, ha! And a crossbow bolt goes dead center in his chest. I mean, not crossbow bolt. Sorry, an arrow goes dead center in his chest. He like staggers back for a second and kind of slides down the wall real slow with this dark red, almost black blood streaking on the wall behind him. And he comes to a rest.
I'm going to walk up to him and ask him if he speaks common.
I'm gonna take my time to look through these things. In here.
Yeah, I think it's now worth it to kind of maybe search.
Oddly enough,
Starting where the kobold is, really.
no answer from the kobold. So, doesn't appear to be any coin or monetary value in here. There are quite a few supplies that are worth salvaging. Most of this is either like grain or, a bag of potatoes that's rancid. It's definitely orc food. It's just apparently that kobold was organizing it. You do find, as far as usable adventuring equipment, you do find 2 flasks of oil, 2 more 50-foot coils of hempen rope. There's also a tinderbox and 12 torches here.
Ooh.
I may as well take a torch or two. I don't need a torch. I've got light.
I'll take a torch.
Okay, I'm just going to throw the
Okay.
equipment into the parcels.
Yeah, the party will definitely take the oil. That's useful.
Okay, so that's
Someone already taken oil
2 more
flask?
ropes. No, it didn't update the number for some weird reason.
Oh, okay.
So I'm updating it. I'm trying to anyway.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, updated. Okay, what do you guys want to do?
How many cantrips can you have running at once again? Is it just one?
It's concentration is what your limit is. You can only have 1 concentration effect going.
Light just lasts an hour.
Light
One
lasts
action
an
to
hour
touch
and
it.
it's not a concentration check. I think if you cast it again, the original one goes out. But I'd have to check the description of the spell to be
The
certain.
spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it as an action.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I see it. Yep. All right, got it.
Let's keep exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd all suggest we go north or west.
I would like to go.
Let's go north.
Okay.
If it gets close to an hour, can you let me know so I can refresh that light spell?
When it goes out, you'll know.
Sorry, wrong guy.
We move north.
See spells. Sorry, I'm adding my spells tab. I forgot to put it on there earlier. That way I can just pull up and search for any spell I need.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are heading up the north corridor then. Okay, that sounds great. So, let's do this. You see that. I'm gonna sync the client view, and you see. You can go up to the crossroad before I stop it. So, the passage continues on another 20-30 feet. Then you can see after the passage branches to the east, 40 feet into darkness, there's also a door 10 feet in front of you, up to the north.
All right, better listen at the door.
Okay?
Let's
All right. Give me a perception check at the door with advantage, because you are still on a hard-on for killing orcs. Great roll. You do hear something. It sounds like multiple orcs on the other side. They are, let me sync client view. These orcs are having a bit of a party, it sounds like. Let's see, that was one kobold. And dungeon for one. Here.
Parties are dangerous. The last one I went to, an airship crashed and then a church burned down.
Okay.
Right.
You can hear quite a few voices on the other side. They are speaking Orcish. Based on the sounds of their voice and the slur, they are all extremely drunk. It sounds like there's some sort of contest of strength going on. You can hear two orcs grunting and the rest cheering, and then another one walking around the room. It does sound like a very large chamber on the other side of the door. If you had to guess, roll a 1d6 for me. Just pick up a d6 and roll it in the chat window. You are pretty sure. Fine, that's pretty good. You think there are between 6 to 7 or 5 to 7 orcs in the room.
What do you
Fair
guys think?
number of orcs.
Should we check
What's
the
this
other
door made out of?
Just a standard wooden door. It doesn't look stuck, doesn't look locked. Just a regular. It opens outward. It's a pole hinge on this side. I mean, a pole ring.
So you think we set on fire?
The door? It could be
With,
set on.
like-
It would be set on. You could set it on fire, but I mean, the door would just burn.
I mean, let's fuck with some party orcs, right?
We could go to
Just-
the east.
To the
Oil
east.
flask on the door, torch it up. They'll start freaking out.
Why not open the door and throw the oil flask on them?
We
Molotov
might
cocktail.
do a surprise round, or we could explore to the east. It's up to
You're
y'all.
you're quite confident that the orcs are distracted.
It's a lot of orcs though, but they're orcs. I know what Stephen wants to do.
These orcs must be destroyed.
Must be killed.
They've defiled the holy temple.
Everyone's like, we know, they defiled the temple.
Fire bad.
So, like, let's say we put the flask on fire and chucked it. It probably wouldn't explode, would it?
No, you can throw it and
You
it
mean-
coats a number of squares, and then you can light it on fire.
Yeah, if you wanna fix up a Molotov cocktail
Molotov
with
cocktail.
it, then yes, it
Hey,
will light it on fire as well.
Busy, you
Yeah,
seem
I
like
was
the
gonna
guy
say-
who would know.
Yeah, if only you guys had someone who's experienced and stuff like this.
If you threw it on the ground, I could light it up with my good old trusty firebolt.
Oh, that's true. You could just light it up.
I
Yeah,
also
but
have a fire spell.
I
But
thought we wanted to light it on fire, chuck it, and have it explode when it hit.
Funny story. My grandpappy,
start the
he
party.
liked to dabble in oil flasks, and
Now I'm going to take out a piece of rope and tie
He
it to
doesn't
the
have eyebrows
flask.
He doesn't have eyebrows anymore.
Yeah.
It's
And
a terrible idea.
And then turn to Busy and say, "Hey, can you light this hemp rope?" And then hand it to Nace.
And that's how the party was
Yeah.
in the hallway.
Hand it to me. I could heal your eyebrows back.
Here, hold my flask.
I mean, if everyone, and he's gonna start lighting the end of the rope with his firebolt.
The 50-foot rope, we've got a little bit.
A little while.
They will all sober
However
up.
much rope was in the flask.
That takes about an hour to burn.
About this much. Just cut off a piece.
Okay. So
Fine.
if I understand, the plan is open the door, step in, throw a flask of oil.
Depends on who gets initiative.
Why step in? I think it's just open the door and chuck it.
Nace has the flask.
Okay.
Shouldn't you give it to one of the... I'll do it. I
Well,
don't care. Let's go.
Everybody roll for initiative.
Oh, good roll.
I was apparently ready for this plan. Let's go.
Yes, you were.
Oh, this is my kind of fight.
And then we close the door. Just kidding.
I'll rush in after, then you close the door.
Okay. Nace, you are the first to act.
I have a fiery, oily
Wow,
flask.
I need to turn that option off right off the bat.
What option?
I have it set to center on player on start of a turn.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to get real fucking annoying real fast. Where is that one? Auto center map off. Thank you. Okay. I had it all perfect so I could just see it the way I wanted, and then it jerked over to your character. Okay, so what's your plan, Nace? Oh, the orcs are surprised. Oh, and I need to
lock me.
I need to actually target all enemy units. Whoops. No. Not clear targets. Sorry, it's trying to target for you. I'll be doing this as I go. I'm poisoning all of them because they're all drunk.
Okay.
Doot. Poisoned. What's the cone for?
When my turn comes around.
Oh, gotcha.
Are you gonna lock tokens or?
Oh yeah, I probably should. Thank you.
I just wanted to see how the cone effect works.
Lock tokens. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, Nace, what's your plan?
My plan is run there and try to chuck it in the middle of the orcs.
Okay.
So like over to that dude. The flask.
Okay, the cone will cover, and I mean not the cone. The oil will splash of an area that is 10 feet across. So you can place the square like that, like this. I mean, assuming you want maximum occupancy. If you splash it to there, all right, then you're setting the table and those 3 orcs on fire.
But that's perfect.
Okay, so I just need
It says it's an improvised weapon, so.
Yeah, I want an athletics check. This is more about your aim. Or no, you can make a ranged dexterity attack. You can make a ranged dexterity attack. Yeah, so just make a dex check because you're not proficient. Unless you have Tavern Brawler. Okay, 17. You hit your target. So it hits right on the table, just goes, and it all lights on fire. Not like a fireball because it's oil. Not quite the fumes like gasoline would have, but it lights, and everything in that square is going to take fire damage.
Do they notice?
Yeah, they notice that they're now burning.
Okay, and then I'm going to go, oh shit, and run back there.
Okay. Okay, who's next?
Oh, in that. There you go.
Okay, so Orc 2 is surprised.
Surprised.
Orc 1 is surprised. Orc 4 is surprised. Gamelon.
So I have a 15-foot cone.
Uh-huh. What spell is this?
This is Burning Hands.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's super,
Fire
you're
on
super
fire.
gonna light it on fire.
So, typically you want to start drawing it at a corner of a square, and you draw it out to 15, and then it just needs to touch a corner of your square when you're placing it.
So, whoops. So if I move, like, to here.
Here, I'm going to get mine out of the way. There you go. So, yeah, if you move to there, and you did that 15-foot cone, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say you can hit the 4 orcs, the 3 orcs that are in the fire plus 1 more. Those last 2 on the edges do not have enough of their square covered.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
so it's gonna get the 3 that are in the fire, and then 1 like
the orc 5 just
the
past
orc.
him. So
Orc
if you
5,
hold
yeah.
control, you can actually click on all 4 of the orcs. Perfect.
Right.
And now there should be a saving throw for that spell. If you just double click it or drag and drop it, it'll automatically force them to save, and it'll untarget the ones that are. This is half damage on a save, right?
Half
Yeah.
much.
So then
So
when
do
you
I-
roll damage, it'll automatically do half to the ones who make their save.
So I just roll the spell, or I roll the save.
You roll the save, the cast, I think is what it's called.
I don't see how to roll.
Let me switch over to your sheet real
Oh, I
quick.
see. All right. So just hit cast.
There you go. And that is a success, failure, success, success. So 3 of them saved.
And then just hit the damage one.
By the way, something you can do where it says display, if you change it to actions, it'll actually just show their buttons. I changed it for you already.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, a little disappointed.
That
Yeah.
damage doesn't look right.
That damage looks way wrong. That did 0.
Possible because it's a 3d6. So
Yeah, so let me jump over here and look at what's wrong with this.
They all fell off the table.
Edit. Yeah, it doesn't. It just says 0 for the. It doesn't have any damage. Whoops. Let me edit this
All
and
the
grab
dice fell off the table.
this. Is Burning Hands a flat 3d6?
Yeah, it's a flat 3d6.
3d6 fire damage on a failed save. Okay. I don't know why it didn't have the 3d6 there properly, but doink.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Let me remove the point of damage some of them took here. Do.
Oh, I see. It didn't have 3d6 in the description.
Yeah, I just put it there.
Did you apply damage for the fire attack that
Not yet.
Nace did?
It'll be the turn they start when they start their turn in it. Okay, go ahead and try the damage again. And there you go. 13 damage, but that just went to.
It untargeted the other ones.
Oh,
they were
gotcha. All right.
Because they got their save.
They all took half, so I'll do 6 to each one of them. So, which one got hit? Orc 5 took full damage. 3, 4, and 7. 4 will take 6 damage. 3 and 7. Okay, they all take 6.
So Jason,
Yes.
the oil flask says on a hit, the target's covered in oil. If the target takes any fire damage before the oil dries after 1 minute, the target takes an additional 5 fire damage from the burning oil.
So they'll take 5 fire at the start of their turn.
Oh, that's additional.
It says additional 5.
They should take 5 because they just took flaming
'Cause I
hands.
just lit 'em up.
Oh, you mean because Burning Hands hit them? No, that's
right,
great.
Right.
That's great. Yeah, it's absolutely true. Orc 4 is now at 11. Orc 3 is at 11. Orc 7 is at 11 damage, and Orc 5 eats shit.
No,
Yes!
he wasn't covered.
Wait, he's not the one.
Oh, he wasn't covered. Never
He didn't
mind.
have oil on.
Orc 5 was fine, but he's dead now.
He had 13 damage on him.
The oil got pushed from the flaming hands into him.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
burned him up.
He's
We're
dead.
good with it.
He died.
All right,
I
so
did-
yeah, you,
He died because I don't feel like putting him back. So I
Yeah,
already
movie.
deleted him from the combat tracker. So he's
set my move then, and then I'll finish my turn.
okay. Boop. There you go.
All right, and boop.
Okay.
And before you attack, let
Yes.
me know if I have a reaction.
Oh, okay, no problem. Busy.
Izzy sees guys on fire and wants to light them up further, so he's
Okay.
gonna move in, and he's ready this time to hit him center mass. He goes for the his tinkering, and it backfires, and it just and a bunch of steam shoots out the stand. He's like, shit, and starts tinkering with it.
I just imagined him like, wait, righty tighty.
Oh my god! This thing's over there going righty tighty, lefty loosey. Damn it! Oh, that is hilarious. Okay. This is different than I pictured Busy. I thought he was going to be like, he cranks over this thing and pops a bolt. He's got up on his shoulder like a rocket launcher. It's just not quite that yet. Okay, you'll get there. Orc 3 is surprised. Orc 7 is surprised. Karnan, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna try to make my way up there.
Okay.
That is exactly how you move in this.
That's right.
Already an old pro.
And then this is. All right.
Okay. Oh, look at that. He is like an old pro. So you fire an arrow at Orc 6 and easily hit him with a 19. And roll for damage. You do 5 points of damage. You catch him across the arm.
Weak. All right, and I'll retreat more toward the center of the room here to get a better look at things.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay, go ahead and click your arrow. Weedle, what are you doing?
I think he's going to run up here.
Okay.
He is going to target Orc 7.
Okay.
He is going to attack with his bow.
Okay.
Well, let's get the attack done first.
And a 14 does hit.
There
I like
is
the
an
confidence.
enemy right next to him. Sneak attack.
You mean an ally right next to him?
There is. No, it says if there's an enemy next to him.
Huh?
Let me
An
read it
enemy
again.
to
An enemy of
the orc.
his next to
The
him.
enemy of the orc. Yes.
Oh, right. Doesn't have to be
Yeah.
your party member.
Correct.
Oh.
So he's going to go boom boom.
Oh, wow. 14
Oh.
damage. Okay, yeah, so that orc's really dead.
Hooray!
And then he's going to show the better part of valor.
Okay.
Well,
Weedle ducks
And-
back out of the way.
That dude's blood splatter is going to put out Orc 5.
Anything with your bonus action?
No,
Are you sure?
He's level 1, so.
I don't.
Oh,
okay,
he doesn't
so
have cunning
three.
action. You don't have cunning
Until
action.
3.
Okay. Sorry.
Did I
Oh,
level
level
up?
2, you get.
I think it's
cunning
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it 2? Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. All right.
For the new to guys of the 5th edition, rogues backstab is replaced by sneak attack. Basically, if they have an advantage on an opponent, they do extra damage. But one of their actions is a bonus action they can hide if they can get out of sight. So typically a rogue will attack and then get out of sight and hide so he can sneak attack the next round.
just
Okay.
stuck behind the portal.
Stefan goes flying forward. He's ready to waste some orcs.
Yeah.
Okay, going after 6, I assume?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's see.
You guys could shoot the wounded ones that are
So
next to me.
hold
Probably-
control and target him. You drop
We
directly on him.
could.
That works too. Okay, with a 24, you easily hit.
Stefan wants to kill a less wounded one on his own.
We need to keep some of them
And
alive.
you do
so Busy
7
feels
damage,
like he's
critically
part of this
wounding him.
party.
And then as a bonus action, you can follow up with your crossbow.
Yeah.
Hack, slash.
Level 1 with 2 attacks. That is
Right.
awesome.
Yeah, it took a feat to do it,
Warriors are
but
so broken.
Yeah,
you hit with the 14.
Crunch.
totally worth it.
Ooh, good hit.
Okay, absolutely. 8 more damage and you kill him. So you run up. The orc just kind of looks and he's kind of staggering. He's still holding like a tankard of ale. And as he looks, he's like, "What?" And all of a sudden, whoosh, he takes an arrow. Then you come through and stab him in the gut. And as he's holding it, drops to hold his gut, you reach up and put a coral right through his throat. And he slumps
yeah,
to the ground, very dead.
Probably hang out over here.
I think you only have 10 left. unless
Yeah, you only got
Are
10
you-
feet of movement left.
All right. Maybe.
But you could make it to here.
Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem.
To get rid of that, you can start drawing again for your character.
Yeah, if you start to move again, it'll start over. Okay. If you're done, click your arrow, and that's the start of round 2. I forgot to reset the round earlier. All right, Nace, you lead off the round. What's up?
Oh, it centered it to me. That was terrible.
What's up?
All right, we're coming up here.
Oh, he's going in for a face shot.
Oh,
We're being brave.
okay.
All right.
Targeting Orc 3.
I'm gonna use Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
Green flame.
Which I have to make a melee attack with a weapon against one creature within the spell's range.
Yep.
So we'll go with the handy dandy dagger.
Okay. And a 13 actually hits.
Yes. Okay. So he takes that,
And dies.
That's all.
and then the one within 5 feet of him
Oh, that's right. It's a splash effect.
takes
A whole lot. Add 5 because
it's
it's fire
just
damage, right?
fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier.
So put a
it'll just be-
put a +5 in the modifier window before you do this.
And then 5 on top
Because
of that.
he's on fire.
Way
from-
off. Yeah.
Well, no. I don't know what the 5 on
That's
top
what
of
the
that
5
is.
is for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
Right?
Okay,
fire.
so he
There.
takes 8 points of damage and he's dead.
So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 10 feet of movement left. So I want to bravely hang out down here.
Okay.
Run away. We have a mistake.
Okay, Orc 2 actually gets to go. Is this the first Orc to actually attack
Yeah.
so far?
So,
I think
yeah.
it is.
So far,
I think it is, yeah. Okay.
including
player
the first
handbook,
fight.
Reference manual. I just realized I need to
I
have
was
the.
hoping we could go through the whole campaign without any monsters attacking.
I want to add the conditions to my
Super
toolbar
awesome.
because I forgot to do that earlier. Conditions. Let's make sure I remember what poison does. Poison, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So this is not great. Okay, so Orc 2 will avoid the fire, and so he's going to go do, and run up to Gamelon.
Let's do this. So he's already got disadvantage, right?
He does.
So then I'm not going to use my reaction because I
Okay.
can't apply advantage twice.
No problem. He will swing an axe at you, a very large two-handed axe.
You'd like to ask me a question?
God. And attack roll, boop. With disadvantage, he misses. He only gets an 8.
That's incorrect. Insufficient, rather.
All right. And that's his turn. Orc 1 will also charge in. He's going to actually go for Karnan. And he, rather than getting pinchered, and he will try and hit with the great axe as well. And, oh yeah, 21, even with disadvantage. This could hurt. Wow,
Wow, that was quick.
Oh.
that's the most damage I can do. That was max damage. He did
Oh my
15.
god.
Okay, so Karnan is unconscious.
Hit points by 4.
You're not dead, but you are unconscious.
Whew, yeah, so you go down, you're unconscious, and that's
First
the end of
that
his
could have
turn.
outright killed you.
While he's at it, this orc will go ahead and advance up another square. Let me see, what did he do? He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's not. He'll go to here. He's going to run up to the guy who looked like he was a wizard.
Wait a minute.
He's got a lot of movement,
He
huh?
suffers 2 opportunity attacks.
He can go around the other way.
He could run
No.
over Karnan.
No,
I'm
that was
not
just
sure he
me.
could.
That was me readjusting it. And yeah,
Okay.
he could go right over Karnan. He's out of the way. He politely laid down and got out of his way.
He's a
All
part
right.
Karnan.
Gamelon,
All right, do I have that orc being targeted? I do.
you do.
Guess we'll just
So
do it.
Tim, our DM doesn't pull punches.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
I did not
Okay.
expect to roll that much damage.
You should change your name to Karnot.
Oh, you can have your inspiration back.
15.
Okay, you hit with 15. Crack him with your mace for 7 damage. He's moderately wounded.
Then, as long as I don't leave his radius.
I don't think you want to move there. You want to go the other direction. But yes,
Hey,
you don't want to go through the flaming oil.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
But yes, you can go the other way. As long as you don't leave his reach, you can move around him. That's true.
Yeah, I wanted to go around him anyway.
Okay.
Drawing from
You
your
just want to move to
character
the other
again
side.
if you want to restart.
Do what to reset it?
So
Just
like
draw from your character
yeah,
again.
just grab your token again instead of grabbing the existing line, and it'll start redrawing your movement. Okay, no problem. You move around him.
All right, moved around. Action done.
Okay, busy. You got an orc right in your face.
all right,
Help,
come
help,
on,
we need a medic. We need a medic.
come on, Fizzy, you can do
Brings
it.
out a dagger to try and keep the orc at bay, but he's not really getting very far with it.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yep, 10 Whifferoni. Karnan, I need you to roll a death save.
Let's see.
So if you look at your character sheet on the main tab, down on the very bottom, next to your hit dice, there's a thing that says death saves. I need you to click that D20.
Roll a 20 and you're good.
A 7.
Don't
So you
roll
failed
it.
your first death save.
I thought it was a 1.
If you fail 3 of those, you're dead. So
And a 1 gives you 2 saves. Or
yeah,
you get
1
crits.
means you fail twice. If somebody attacks you while you're prone in melee, it's an automatic crit, which means 2 failed death saves. So, but as of right now, you're just at 1 failed death save. You're not dead. You're just bleeding massively.
Almost dead.
From
Bleeding out.
You'll be
yeah.
fine.
You're
Someone just fireman chopped you.
fine.
Okay, so that's your turn. Weedle.
Let me
Do
think
something
here.
amazing.
5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. I'm
What
going
is
to
he
use
doing?
feline agility.
Oh.
I'm going to
Okay.
go here.
Okay.
Whoops. I'm dragging my map. I'm going to go here.
Okay.
I'm going to go here.
Okay.
I'm going to go here. I'm dragging my map again. 45.
Don't know why.
Ah.
If you cornered from one more spot, you can make where you're trying to go.
What is he trying to do?
I think
I'm
he's trying
trying-
to get to Karnan without
trying to
getting
get
next
to-
to an orc.
Yep. I'm trying to get the Karnan
Oh, I see.
without getting next to an orc.
Hey. Take the orcs out. I can stand Karnan up on my.
2,
Oh, I'll stand him up. Don't worry.
1. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20,
You'd still be
25,
next to
30,
orc
35,
two,
40,
with your
45,
60 feet.
50, 55, 60. Yeah, you could make it. You have
All
to take the diagonals at the corners, but you can make
That's
it.
fine. Then
All
I'll just move wherever you want me to move.
There. You can make it. You
Okay.
can go around the fire and get to him.
All right, and then I will stabilize.
Okay, make a medicine check for me, please.
I will use my inspiration.
Okay. So for those who don't know, using your inspiration means you get advantage on the next roll.
He did
Woo! Natural 20. Not only do you stabilize him, Karnan, you get a hit point back.
Woohoo!
I owe you my life.
And you are no longer unconscious. You are, however, prone.
And that will be my turn.
Prone. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Man.
Very good. Okay, Stefan.
All right.
Save the mage. Yarr.
And I'm going to.
The sad part is he's probably going to hit you again.
Not right.
Oh, definitely did not hit with the rapier.
He's drunk. You think he realizes that he's back up?
He's got a chatterbox in front of him waving a dagger. I don't know.
All right, 21
Oh,
definitely
sorry.
hits with the hand
Nice.
crossbow at least.
Steve getting 2 attacks.
And 5 damage. He's critically wounded, not quite dead.
I love that.
Chunk.
Okay, you swing the rapier, and he manages to duck that, but he doesn't see the hand crossbow coming.
Yeah.
Did I get an attack?
Now, if you move away, he will get a free attack on you.
Oh shit. I better stay there.
Okay. All right.
He has disadvantage. He can't hit anything.
Yeah.
Nace.
Okay, so Cardon stabilized. So
Mhm.
I want to put up my dagger and pull out a rod
Okay.
and Eldritch Blast.
Ooh. You
Oh,
hit with a
nice.
17.
What does Nace's Eldritch Blast look like?
Oh!
Especially
Like
one that
it's
destroys.
powerful.
Yeah.
I am avenged.
So Nace pulls out this rod and starts to hold his hand out, and all of a sudden you see this ball of, it's a yellowish light, but it's so bright, it's almost white. It has a leaking green haze around it, though. It's kind of like Gamelon being experienced with radiant magic.
Yeah.
It looks like radiant magic, except it's got this green swirl around it. And as he reaches out, it doesn't just he doesn't just throw an eldritch blast at it. It escapes from his hand. It's like he's holding barely contained power, and it just escapes, burns up like a softball-sized hole in the orc's chest, and he falls to the ground.
So this was guy I
Holy
knew.
shit, that was awesome! And then I'm going to.
There's this guy I knew named Raider who threw those and missed them all the time.
He like to use his sword against wolf packs and back.
Yeah. Okay.
I will just back out of the way over here.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
orcs can't hit with disadvantage twice in a row, can
No.
He
I
certainly
believe
will crit with
you'll be-
disadvantage, but
It's
I'm gonna be
well-known
honest.
fact.
I'm feeling lucky, but
It's a well-known fact.
as Busy is threatening him with a weapon, he does go for Busy, and
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
will it show you what I dropped if I reveal it? Yeah,
Oh.
Oh my god.
I dropped a 20. It was supposed to crit.
You rolled good.
Yeah, so he does hit, and
I mean,
let's
if he
see.
didn't have disadvantage, I think I would have dodged. So
Let's see
I
how
die
this.
anyways here. And
See how this goes.
You'll be okay.
18. Oh!
Oh.
this is
They
a
hit
champion
so
drunken orc.
hard.
God. 12 damage. He knocks Busy down hard. Busy slumps to the ground.
That's
And-
okay.
Still saying medic.
My
The-
turn's coming up.
So after the orc goes like and takes him down, he takes and he looks up, scans the room, and sees Weedle tending to the one he just took down, and steps up to engage him. Okay, Gemelon.
Excellent.
These orcs.
Big axes, dangerous.
I really thought you were going to be okay there.
I mean, it should be.
Sometimes I beat the odds.
Yeah.
It's like that one game where I was like,
Twice in a
crit,
row.
crit, crit. 18, you absolutely hit. For 5 damage, he's moderately wounded.
I'm really happy we destroyed 4 of the orcs before they went.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm glad they were drunk.
Or 5. 5 of the orcs. This would have been bad.
I think I can move there and be done.
No problem.
Because I have no other reactions. All right.
Okay, Busy.
He's sputtering on the ground.
Death save. Failed. Woo! Almost.
Oh.
Almost really failed.
You'll be alright.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll move down there and hit. I just wanted to put a damage on the orc.
Okay. Karnan. It'll take half your movement to stand up, and then I'll remove prone. So you are standing. You have... How much movement do you normally have?
35.
35. So you've got 15 movement left.
If you move
No,
away
20
from him,
movement.
he gets a
20
free
movement
attack,
left.
and you have one.
But yeah,
hit
if
point.
you move away, he will get a swing at you. Unless you took the disengage action. So
That's true.
You can
In which
give
case
up.
you can't
You
attack.
could forego your attack, and then you can move without provoking attacks of opportunity, or you
Anybody
could
can
just try and kill
I
him.
thought that was a class skill, or is that different?
Rogues can do it as a bonus action, but anybody can take the disengage action. You don't get to attack then.
Gotcha.
Um,
I'm thinking.
you could also pull out your short swords and go to town.
That's what I'm
so.
thinking. A short sword.
Okay.
Short sword.
You have two of them. So if you were to drop your bow, you can draw both short swords and attack.
Well, then I think I'll do that.
Okay. So target up that orc, make your first short sword attack. You'll get 2. The second attack, whenever you dual wield, your second attack is a bonus action, and it does not get the benefit of your dexterity bonus to damage.
Okay. So.
You got him
he is
targeted. That's perfect.
So I do the short sword.
Yep. First one whiffs. Go ahead and take a shot with the offhand, and this is your bonus action. 14 does hit. Now, I don't know if we created one that doesn't do your offhand damage. Let me check.
You can just.
I did not. So what I want you to do is in your modifier, put -3. So click in the modifier.
In the bottom left.
Yeah, and actually you can just roll the mouse wheel down 3 times to get a -3, and then do your attack. That's just to offset your +3 from your dexterity.
Nice.
Okay, and you did 4 damage, heavily wounding him.
All right. Now, but if I back away at this point, then he.
Yeah,
Then you
if you try to get more than 5 feet away, he'll get a free swing.
All right. So I just hang tight.
Okay,
We believe in Weedall and Stefan.
perfect. All right, Weedall.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hit him with the rapier.
Well, maybe. Yeah, 16, you hit. And you have allies adjacent, so you get sneak attack damage.
I get sneak
I
attack.
believed in you.
And that's it. That's enough to drop that orc down.
Nice.
Okay.
Can we
Weedle's
do
down.
anything we want now?
Yeah, I'll unlock tokens.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a heal from right where I'm at.
Unlock
busy.
tokens.
Oh, okay.
It
Okay.
heals you for 2, buddy.
Okay. So, Busy
Not
is
dead.
not dead. Okay, so 2 people pretty heavily wounded.
That was the fastest drunken orc I've ever seen.
The table is quite on fire. It is smoldering a little bit, though. The oil's starting to burn out, and the table's old wood that's not catching right away.
Funky wood.
Yeah.
I don't have much left in the way of heals.
I can do a heal, but it's a first level spell, and that'd be my second. That'd be my last spell slot.
Oh, you used the spell earlier? Oh,
He's
yeah.
burning hands.
I torched all the orcs.
I only have 1 first level spell.
We could take a short rest, barricade ourselves in the room here, and we get like you can recover a hit die worth of health at the short rest, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can spend as many hit dice as you have.
Did the paladin do anything to heal, or?
The paladin's able to heal 5 points of damage with his lay on hands.
But he should save that for standing people up usually.
It's a pretty good call. While deciding, I can see people looking around the room and stuff. There's beer and kegs and copper plates and stuff around the room. They don't really have any value. The orcs themselves do have some pouches as well as some loose change that's on the table. You find a total of 40 copper, 30 silver, and 35 gold. One orc also had a silver drinking goblet, the one that was down to the south that Stefan took out. You'd estimate it's it looks like a pure silver goblet, probably worth a decent amount. And another one of the orcs, the last one you guys took out, is actually wearing a gold ring that it looks like 24 karat gold, and it's probably worth quite a bit as well. It's very ornately crafted.
So, are they gambling or something?
They were drunk. They were just partying.
Can I tell from looking at them if any of those guys are in charge?
You give me a nature check with advantage.
I think it's worth attempting a short rest for hit dice.
That'd be my recommendation.
Busy's gonna look at the one that like struck both Karn and him, like looking at his fangs to see if he's poking him with like his tool to open his mouth.
Okay.
I'm like, what's up with this guy? Why is he so strong?
Yeah.
Science.
You, I don't know how biased Busy's research is. I don't know if he's one who's like researching for the answer.
He's not gonna get anything from it, really.
I don't know
He's
if
just-
well, I wouldn't say that. I don't know if
Yeah.
is he researching to support an answer he's already had, or is he
he's
actually
like, maybe
approaching
this
it
one was resistant
scientifically?
to the alcohol, or made him stronger.
Sure. So it just depends. Do you think Busy, when he's trying to describe him, is he unbiased and truly approaches it scientifically, or does he more?
Not in this case. He's biased in this case.
Okay, so he thinks there's something special with this orc, so he's trying to prove his theory. Yeah, absolutely. The vein structure, his veins seem to be definitely
He starts talking
more
about this out
imposing
loud.
on his arms. Right, yeah, and you can see.
Look at the
You're
bulge
like,
right here
yeah,
on
look
his
at
arms.
look at the cording on these forearms. This is definitely not standard. I'm no expert on orc and biology, but I think this orc must have been enchanted by a wizard or something. Like you're quite convinced that there's something sneaky behind this. There's no way an orc this drunk could operate this efficiently.
I'm going to walk up to Busy. I'm going to tap on the little kit that he's carrying and say, maybe you should just throw oil. And then I'm going to walk off.
It worked pretty good.
Okay, so people, is there a consensus to try and take a short rest here?
I think we should go on. Like these
Dude.
two can fight at range, and we can just protect them. Right?
Are they both ranged fighters?
Yeah.
Oh, well, fine then. Yeah. Just stay
Okay,
there.
we'll switch the marching order.
They're
and
already in the
they're
back.
Oh, are they already in back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we just need to
Okay.
protect them better.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys did kind of spread out and left the back rank open. So, and then when I was like, well, if a guy's shooting fire across the room, I might as well have an orc go kill him. So,
What do you mean? I charged right to the front line. And fire on
well,
all
the
of them.
one you went to was happy to fight you. The second one, the reason I didn't go after you is I would have had to pincher between you and Karnan to do it, and
Yeah.
I don't want to get surrounded to where I'm being threatened from two sides for opportunity attacks, to limit their movement. So.
That's why my strategy is do something ranged and then
Yeah, then
GTFO.
hide, yeah. And I'll just stand behind this wall here. Okay. So, you all will press on. It is, everybody's it's definitely worse for wear. Everybody's a little tired, kind of recoup your weapons. Anyone who has been using ranged attacks, you can get back half of your ammo. If you were using bows or crossbow bolts, you can uncheck half of your checked boxes because you managed to recover half your ammo. The other half broke when it was fired, whether it hit or missed. Okay. And as the fire goes out, you start to press southward. Do you know which direction you're going to go?
East, right?
Sure.
Okay. As you get ready to head down to the east, looking at the. Oh, whoops.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, no, I don't know if you guys are going east or if you're heading down and going west.
Oh, east. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know what east looks like.
As you guys start to head that way, you can see you travel down the corridor for a while, probably 40 feet, maybe 50 feet, and you see another door as well as an intersection that breaks away 10 feet in each direction. To the north and south. I'm going to sync the client window right here. And as you guys decide what you're going to do, we're going to wrap up there.
Boo.
And we will pick this back up next Wednesday.
Sounds good.
Great game, guys.
Sweet.
Sorry to drop people already. I wasn't.
Just getting those lucky rolls.
He's
Unlucky
not
damage
sorry.
rolls,
That's
too.
all.
They are
Sorry.
orcs. I thought, orcs might be a little rough, but what if they were drunk? It'll probably be all right. But
Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
yeah, I'm not sorry that I got to roll some fucking dice. That was great.
Roll
So,
some crits, man.
all right.
You got to
No,
fight with two
my-
of those.
My crit got
12?
stripped away by disadvantage. I had one. So, That would have been glorious. That would have been a one-shot kill. So,
I would have dodged.
yeah.
He would have
Okay,
dodged.
gentlemen, thanks for playing. I'm super happy
no.
to get the game going. Look forward to seeing you all next week. We had 3 or 4 viewers, so that was kind of cool. We'll be streaming every Wednesday around 8 Central?
8.
8 Central, yeah.
So, yeah.
8 Central. We play for about 2 hours, and then we try to wrap up. This is Fantasy Grounds we're using. If you have any questions, I'll be throwing this up as a YouTube playlist. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. Everybody who's watching, thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys later.